We're making 1.2 million a month. I have IDs to go with any card that I need. So I had a crib in Scottsdale, I had a crib in Houston and Miami. One of my best friends is a U.S. Marshal. Nobody knows that I'm a scammer. So I was charged with bank fraud, wire fraud, aggravated identity theft. My mindset is, bro, I'm coming back with a vengeance. The girl that I was talking to at the time, she's like, hey, listen, you have the gift of gab. You know, I know you got this college degree. Nobody's really hiring right now because of this recession thing that's trying to blow over. This is in 2010. And she's like, hey, look, why don't you just come work at this collection agency? Right? So I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'll try.
There's no shortage of collections.
I'll try it out. I'll see what's going on. So in my mind, I'm thinking bill collector whole time, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm thinking bill collector. So the pay wasn't that much. I think it might have been $12 an hour at the time. This, like I said, this is 2010. And I'm like, all right, cool. So boom, go to the collection agency. My first month, I made a bonus because what they did was they paid you 25% of whatever. Okay, so you had a goal. Let's say your goal is $7,000, right? But you collect $10,000. It's 25% of the $3,000 over.
Okay,
is what your bonus would be. All right. So my first bonus was $2,000. You know,
plus the $12,
plus my $12 an hour. Right. So I was like, it can't be this easy. So what we were doing, we were collecting on payday loans.
Okay.
Right. Online payday loans are like Ace Cash, stuff like that. So I'm like, man, this is pretty sweet.
That's like $85,000 a year, $85,000 a year. If you
that's on the low end. That's on the low end. That's on the low end.
Yeah.
Like if you're just a trash collector, like, you know, trash collectors clear 60.
Right.
But I actually got into character with this stuff, right? So I had a shake name. Right. I had a shake name and I would also have a close name. So whenever I called the people, it would be like, ring, 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 ring. Hello. Hey, this is Victor Roy. And so this is a thing too. You have to, okay. So look, this is how the collections used to work. You had to abide by the FDCPA laws. All right.
Okay.
So I can't call you and say I'm the sheriff. I'm not the sheriff. I can't call you and say I'm anybody that I'm not, but I can be a process server.
Okay.
Anybody can be a process server. You, me, Kobe, anybody, right? So that's what I would do. And I will also use different lingos to be like, let's say like Lakeland County, right? I would never say I'm with Lakeland County. I would always say I'm within Lakeland County. You understand what I'm saying? So I will call you. It'll be something like this. Boom, you answer the phone. Hey, hello? Hey, Matthew. I wouldn't even ask. If there was a male on the phone and I'm calling a male, I would never even ask. Because I'm giving you the opportunity to lie. Right. Right? So when I call you, it's, hey, Matthew. Yeah. Hey, how are you? This is Victor Roy. I'm calling. I'm a process server calling within Lakeland County. I've been trying to reach you at such and such address and at whatever place of employment, right? I have a formal complaint that I'm trying to serve to you, and I've been unsuccessful in doing so. Well, ain't nobody tried to serve me. Well, I went over there 2 days ago. I'm lying, right? I went over there
You never leave that office.
Yeah, right? I went over there 2 days ago. And then also what I might do too is call your employer ahead of time, right? So I might call your employer and be like, hey, what's the protocol and procedure for me to serve this individual at the place of employment? I'm trying to be discreet. Oh, it's Okay, what's your name, ma'am? Oh, my name's Cindy. Okay, boom. So now I know that your boss is Cindy. Right. So I tell you that over the phone as the process server. Right. And I got this stern voice. Yeah, you need to call 855. Right. And I bang it on you. Hang up the phone. No, I don't give you any.
You don't get to know any additional information.
I'm just a process server. All I want to do is get you served. Right. And I'm just trying to make it believable.
Thank you to Aura for sponsoring this video. Did you know that Dell had a breach that exposed over 3.9 million customer records, including sensitive personal information? Then Ticketmaster had 560 million records compromised, but the scariest one is national public data. Just a few months ago, they suffered a massive breach, potentially impacting every American. Over 2.9 billion records exposed. Things like full name, address, date of birth, phone numbers, and even social security numbers. Those records didn't just disappear. The hackers released them online for free. So if you think your data is safe, think again. That's why I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura is an all-in-one digital security platform that monitors your personal data, including your social security number, across billions of data points. They'll alert you if anything sensitive shows up, whether it's on the dark web or in public records. And if the worst happens, Aura has you covered with up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. But it doesn't just stop there. Aura offers you so much more to keep you safe online. Things like real-time breach alerts, a VPN for secure browsing, data broker opt-outs to stop companies from selling your information, and even a password manager to help you create and store strong passwords. Right now, your personal information could be floating around the internet, but you could head to aura.com/Matt and try Aura for 2 weeks free. In just 2 weeks, Aura will tell you if any of your personal data is exposed. You don't want to wait for your data to be leaked to realize you need protection. Do yourself a favor. Go to aura.com/Matt to get your free trial and start protecting what's yours today.
So what do they do? Call.
And then you answer as the other person?
Oh, yeah. Hey, how are you? This is Brent Horton. Hello? Yes. Okay. Yeah, man, they gave me a case number. Da, da, da. And mind you, now let's say that I wasn't able to get in contact with you, right? And I spoke to maybe your mother, because, we had skip tracing. We had LexisNexis and stuff like that, Accurate, LexisNexis and all that. So I had to skip tracing. So I'll call all your family members really before I call you too.
Yeah, they know you're out. They know something's happening. It's out there. Somebody's called you and
I'm
said,
leaving
hey.
voicemails on their phones. I'm also contacting your mother, father. I'm talking to the auntie that you haven't spoken to since the family reunion 5 years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hey, Matthew, hey, you need to call these people. And then it turns into, hey, the police looking for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it goes from process server to the police, right? So they call back and I collect on it, So what we did was we had green money and blue money. Green money was money that day, right? And blue money was post-dated money. So let's say that my account for you was $500, right? Me personally, I would always put like an extra 200 on it, right? And that's just to boost my, bonus.
Right.
You know what I mean? And guess what? I need that today.
Right.
No, I need it today.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, well, hey, I can't do anything today. Sir, I need something today. Matter of fact, give me a second. Let me put you on hold. Let me go speak to the attorneys. Let me see what they can do. I don't even know if they can do anything for you at this point in time. If they can't, I'll go ahead and get, who'd you say? It was some guy, Roy I'll get, Victor. Yeah, I'll get, because of course it was me.
Yeah.
I'll get Victor to go ahead and get you served, probably at your place of employment, and we go ahead and get this thing in the court. Man, hey, just see what you can do for me, man, please. Put him on hold. And I swear, I let him sweat. I sit there, I'll let him sweat. I keep him on hold 3-4 minutes, come back. Hey, listen, your account is showing $700. And they're saying that needs to be paid today. What I can do for you, Mr. Cox, is I can go ahead and, I can get half of that in today, and I can go ahead and get the other half next month. Hey, look, man, I can give you 200. Absolutely.
All right.
So, on my end, absolutely. I don't know, sir. Let me see what the attorneys had to say. I know I keep putting you on hold. Just 1 second. I'm taking the green money.
Yeah.
That's green money. That's for today. That's guaranteed. So that's what I would do. And then I would just post date the remaining 500, So it'll be, I say the account might say 5, but I put 7 on it. And he give me the 2 today. I'll post date the remaining 500. So it'll be 250, 250. I sometimes I'll split it up, give me 250 next month and 250 in March, right?
How often do those checks go through?
They were clearing.
Oh, all of them? Okay.
So at that point in time, we were taking checks too. We were writing in account numbers. But the green money would be.
Well, the green money's good now. Like I get, probably get that. I'm saying when they say
the green money is on the card.
Right. Oh, okay. I didn't know how you did it. So
we're processing the card right now. Boom. Right. Yeah, we're doing the green money.
I was thinking like you were maybe printing check. Like the check. Used to do the checks.
No, we would put a checking account on file, but what we started running into was that that stuff would start bouncing.
Right.
And that was another thing too, though. So I had a script, right? My script was not just a shake, but my closing script. Hey, look, I see here you were with Wood Forest Bank. I see your bank account went into an R01 status, which means insufficient funds or a closed bank account. Our client here, CMG Group, they feel like you tried to defraud them, like you took their money and you tried to defraud them.
There's fraud in there. Sounds like they're going to get arrested, right? Like could be a fraud charge. Yeah.
Well, you did. What you did, Mr. Cox, was you did agree to pay the money back in a check form.
Right.
And you didn't adhere to that. So, my client feels like you tried to defraud them. Feels like you took their money and ran. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Oh, I had this going on with my account. Da, 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 da. I had to change over. Like so many stories,
Right.
But the best time to really the most money I was making around the time was like tax season. Man, they didn't care. They get $7,000-8,000 back. They paying that little $500-700. They don't care. I just don't want it to, mess with me. And of course, I made them feel comfortable. Hey, listen, I'll have my HR send you out a letter showing that you've paid this and da da da. Man, we didn't have HR to do any of that stuff, man. But it was very lucrative. So I did that. I did that for about 4 years, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that for about 4 years. It was really, really good. I put a lot of guys on, like a lot of guys that I was friends with that I knew could actually, talk,
right?
And yeah, man.
Did they teach you that hustle, or did you kind of develop it? Like, did they have you like, hey, this is our basic script, and you're like, oh, let me see how I can twist this and make it?
No, I wrote my own scripts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote my own scripts. Yeah, like I said, I got into character. When I was at work, I was behind the phone. Right. So you can be anybody you want to behind the phone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could be anybody you wanted to be. So when I wanted to be aggressive, I was Victor Roy. When I wanted to keep it cool, I was Brent Horton. Yes.
Like and where'd you get? Yeah, where'd you get
that situation?
Yeah. Where'd you get that idea? You just kind of like, hey, like I think this will work. Or
well, you gotta. So in collections, you can't think of it as being a collector. You know what I mean? Well, I never did anyway. I didn't think about it as being a collector. I thought about it as getting the money.
All right.
That's what it was. That's what it was about. I have a $10,000 goal. I need to be $25,000 up. And then my next month for Blue Money, I need to come into the next month at 15 or 16,000. Already at goal. You know what I'm saying? And collect on that as well. And that's essentially how it went. When you're collecting like that, it's you never want to start the next month off like under. I never did anyway. I didn't want to start under goal. I wanted to start over goal. Every month I needed my stuff well over 10,000, at least 15, 16,000. And that's pretty much what I did. So I did that. It was good. It was real good. It was lucrative. And at the time, the guys that I was actually working for, they used to work with me. So they opened up their own. So we went from like 11, 12 people, right? Taking $50 payments, like taking the low end just to like build up, you know, to, man, I think we had like 150 people, you know, when it was all said and done. So this is 2014. All right. So 2014, this is around maybe May 2014. We go into work, and when we go into work, the boss is like, hey, you know, hey, y'all, I got something to tell y'all. I'm shutting the doors. I mean, this is out of nowhere.
Right.
Right? And I'm like, wait, what?
Well,
shutting it down. Yeah.
You're shutting the doors if you're not making any money. How is
No,
that possible?
Mind you now, 2013, 12, 13, leading them into 14, we're making 1.2 million a month.
Right.
Collecting.
So how's he shutting the doors?
So
he's got to do some prison time?
Nah, he didn't do that at all. At all. So about a week before that, let's say about a week or two before that, the FDCPA came in and we started doing training.
Okay.
So, you know, FDCPA, these are the people, anytime you're trained that way and like a bill collector calls you, that's the bill collector that says, hey, this is an attempt to collect a debt.
Right.
We were never saying that.
Okay.
We weren't certified. So now North Carolina law is like, hey, y'all getting these complaints through the Attorney General in North Carolina, right? Said company is getting these complaints, right? So y'all need to go ahead and be FDCPA certified on paper, all right, and abide by that to stay open. So he brought him in for like a week, and then I guess he was like, yeah, nah, I ain't gonna do it like that. You know what I mean? Like, so he literally, I mean, dude, I'm telling you, it's 100 people down. We went straight to the unemployment office same day.
Right.
Right. So I'm thinking to myself, like, golly, man, like it's over. But there are other collection agents. So when you're in that field, you know the people that own collection agencies. It's like an underworld in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, I know such and such has that collection agency, and he does, and he does, and he does. So yeah, you could have bounced around and worked for different agencies and stuff like that, but it's like, you know, they probably not gonna pay you what you're gonna get paid, and the paper, well, I call it paper, but it's the portfolios probably aren't that good. They're probably stepped on meaning like
it's already been through one collection agency. They couldn't get anything.
One, maybe four.
Okay.
Yeah, hey, I already heard this already, man. Yeah, get off my phone, man.
Right.
Y'all playing, man. Y'all still calling me, man. That was 2007. You know, that's 7 years ago, man. I don't care about all, you know. So
somebody called me from 2000 and like, was it 4? No, 2000.
Recently?
Yeah, recently from 2000 and I want to say 2002.
Yeah.
And I was like, 2002. Like, I was like, well, and I said, bro, that's over 20 something years ago.
Yeah,
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, they still trying to collect on it.
Yeah. I said, what are you talking? I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
And it's sad that somebody even paid for that portfolio.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I would never. 2002?
Yeah, it was like 2000 because I remember thinking, and then I asked them, they said, well, you know, we've mailed you stuff and I went, for where? And they were like, 405 East Amelia. And I thought, that's a house I owned in Ybor City 20-something years ago.
Right.
And they were like, well, you know, it's the debt is $13,000. We're allowing you to saddle it today for
5.
So it's like 9 or 7 or something. And I was like, giving you $7,000 on a fucking 20-something-year-old debt.
I would have gave him a bullshit card.
A what?
Bullshit card. One of my old expired cards. Hey, yeah, here you go. I got a card for you right now, man. Just put it on file. It'll be there tomorrow.
Well, they were telling me, well, you know, we can. It's gonna be handed over to they're gonna file in the courts. We don't want to have to get to the courts.
Oh yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I was like,
that was me. That was me for sure. So yeah, Man, we all go down to the
Unemployment.
unemployment office and file for unemployment. And so this is where I'm kind of introduced to fraud, right? So, but mind you, now I will say this too. While I was there, right, I used to write down socials here and there, like, man, just on my little sticky note, like,
It's an odd thing to do.
man, wonder what I could do with this thing. But I didn't know what I could do with it at the time because I never really tried to tap into that. I was by the book for the most part. When I was with the stripper though,
Yeah.
I did get locked up for uttering a forged instrument
Okay.
in Asheville, North Carolina. Well, out of Asheville, North Carolina. I met up with some African guys, and we would take some trips and go to the Piggly Wiggly, and
Piggly Wiggly.
yeah, that's a.
I know what Piggly Wiggly. I know what it is.
Yeah, you know what Piggly Wiggly is. So yeah, we'll go to the Piggly Wiggly, and I would cash the checks, and that, back then you could cash the checks at the grocery store. So
Yeah.
they give me straight cash, boom. Now where he messed up with how I got caught and how I found out I got caught was he didn't change enough numbers on my license. You remember the old license?
Yeah.
Those were just like PVC and like a piece of whatever, like just it was very simplistic versus now.
Yeah.
Very much so. So he didn't change enough numbers on there. They end up coming back. And you know what? I didn't even know I had a warrant out there. I got pulled over for speeding, right? Going to get the girlfriend from the strip club, get pulled over. All right. And dude like, hey man, he said, man, I ran you through the NCIC. You got a warrant in Asheville in Buncombe County? Absolutely not. For what? I was saying,
It's crazy.
Yeah, uttering the forged instrument.
Do you know some Nigerians?
Man, sir, what's that? So yeah, but end up getting out, and it wasn't a felony. They just wanted me to pay. So actually, only one check came back.
Right.
So I just had to pay. It was like $300. Paid that, misdemeanor, cool. So boom, back to 2014 though. We did that, and one of my homeboys that was actually living with me, I had two of my homeboys that worked at the collection agency living with me at the time, right? One of my homeboys, he knew somebody that could do like the transfers with Bank of America, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. I don't know.
But first you went and got on unemployment.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you've got a bunch of social security numbers. And
I'm
you're
not
wondering-
doing anything with them.
Okay.
They just sitting on sticky pads.
Right.
Right. Sitting on sticky pads. And so I'm like, I don't know what to do with them. Right. I just got the name, the social. Cool. All right. So my homeboy like, listen, I got a quick, little money thing we can get, we can do. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do it. So he does it, and it's successful. Mind you now,
What is it?
so they're transferring the I guess like from your account to his,
Right.
right? And it shows up, but it goes away or something like that. I didn't really indulge in what they were doing. I just knew he did it, and he didn't pay the people that did it for him, right? But he split it amongst us.
Right.
So we all got like $3,300 a piece. And now at this time, now I'm dealing with this girl that lives in Houston. So I'm like, you know what? I'm about to move to Houston. So me and my homeboy pack up, drive from North Carolina to Houston, get out to Houston because she was an HR for her job at the time, and she's like, "Look, baby, I got job interview for you." Boom, 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 boom. All right, I clear my job interview. I've been telling him, "Hey, bro, you got to stop smoking." He's still smoking, so he fails his drug test. I passed mine. I passed the typing all that stuff, right? It was for a logistics company. And I get the job, but I don't want to leave my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang. I'm like, so we come back to North Carolina. We go back to North Carolina. All right. So when we get back to North Carolina, he ends up moving to Orlando with my other homeboy, right? They take their money, leave me, and I'm like, dang, maybe I should have left him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, bro, I'm with the bros. You feel me? So they leave me. They come down here to Orlando. They come to Orlando, and that's when I'm introduced to the dark web. So if I would have known what I know now, I would have kept all my Bitcoins.
Right.
All of them, because we were getting Bitcoins we would pay $300 for 20, 30 Bitcoins at that time. It was fairly low, so they end up meeting some guys from New York out here in Orlando. And they have their little thing going on with the cards, right? So what they were doing was they had the reader and writer, right? So they had a reader. They would take the card. They would take your card number, put it on a strip, all right? And they would go and make purchases, all right? Do they still have Winn-Dixie out here?
Yes, they do.
You remember Winn-Dixie?
Yeah.
So that's where they were banging Winn-Dixie out too. But the thing was, they were guessing, because I came down here for like a week and hung out with them and saw what they were doing. I mean, these guys, they massive piles of just like gift cards and stuff like that. And I'm like, dang, bruh, do y'all even y'all just guessing, right? So what do? I say, man, how can I make this better, right? Instead of guessing. So I come back to Charlotte. I started working at another collection agency briefly. This is after the unemployment ran out. I started working for another collection agency. And in the midst of me working for that collection agency, I started doing my criminal mischief. All right. So this is what I started doing though. So let me think. Was it? Yeah. All right. Lending Tree was out. So this is before Credit Karma and all of that stuff. So what I would do was I would check the person's credit ahead of time, right? Check their credit. Boom, boom. Now this is in 2014. Yeah. End of 14, 15, where like people, you're not really, at that time, you're not really keeping up with your credit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have alerts on your phone, like credit alerts. You know what I'm saying? So I would check the person's credit, see what credit cards they didn't have, and then I would apply for the credit cards that they didn't have, right? So I would know the limits, right? And now the only bad thing about that was I would have it sent to your house. All right. So I would have to know your mail schedule so I could get your mail before you got it.
Do you have to go sit in front of the house, or you just go in and check in? Like that's scary. Having to walk up, pull up, stop, get out.
Get out? I ain't getting out. I'm the mailman.
Oh.
So I'm not getting out. I'm the mailman. So that's how I actually incorporated myself into the fraud that I started doing. So boom. All right, I have the Lending Tree going. All right. I'm checking your stuff. Okay, you don't have Amex, Discover, Capital One, Chase. And I would apply for them. Well, first I checked your credit, see what you could, and then I pre-qualified you, right? So I never really went in the blind. And the reason why because I had a few trial and errors. What would happen was, a denial letter would get sent to your address. Mm-hmm. So let's say that you didn't qualify for Amex, but I'm like, oh, you have a 680 or you have a 700. Just because you have a 700 doesn't mean that Amex is going to give you a credit card, right?
Right.
So I would start seeing denial letters when I'm getting the cards. And I'm like, oh, whoa, okay, how can I bypass that? Let me start pre-qualifying to see. I also ran into um like I also ran into hiccups with getting the cards whenever I would do more than like 4 in a day. So if I try to do like 4 credit cards in your name in one day, one of the credit card companies would kick it out.
Mhm.
No matter, mostly Citibank. Citibank would kick it out real bad. Like they like, yeah, no, too many credit card inquiries for the day,
Right.
right? Or the month, whatever. So boom, I started doing that. So I'm getting the credit cards, and I had a few different trials and errors with the credit cards. All right. So I get the credit card, I activate it. I'm like, oh yeah. And mind you, now this is when like with Capital One and Discover and stuff, you could just call and set the pin up instead of them sending the pin in the mail, right? You could just call, set the pin up over the phone. So that's what I would do. First day, boom, I activate the card, set the pin up. I'm going to the ATM, baby. I got 15,000 in Matt Cox's name, and it's saying that I can get 7,500 cash.
Yeah.
I'm going to the ATM. I need that because at that point in time, we didn't have the Cash Apps and stuff. Now we didn't have Venmo, Cash Apps. It was hard. So So this was one of my trial and errors. I go to the bank. I go to the ATM, put the card in, put the number in. Mind you, I just activated this card 30 minutes ago, maybe 40.
Right.
Decline. Nothing. Yep. Locked up. Card locked up. I call the people. Hey, I just got my card in the mail. I'm trying to figure out why, I got denied for a cash advance. Oh, sir, that looks like fraud. Yeah, I swear.
Yeah.
The lady over the phone, when she said that, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, no. She was like, well, look, this is what you can do. You can send this in, because this was Amex actually. So Amex is the worst. They want you to send driver's license number in and proof of residence and all this stuff. So of course I couldn't send that in. So I did that, and I'm like, okay, well, how can I get around that? Because at the time, I'm not doing the ID thing yet. I'm not sophisticated. This is like my first round,
Right.
So I'm just buying little dumb stuff at Walmart, doing, just buying gas, just little knickknack stuff. I haven't gotten built up yet to do anything. All right. Come back down to Orlando. All right. My guys, they've gotten a little bit more sophisticated with what they have going on. So now they have the what they call an embosser.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now what they're doing is they're embossing their names on the gift cards.
Okay.
I'm like, bro, what? Yeah, they little thing is make a little noise. You got to line it up just right, and they're embossing their names on the gift cards, and also matching the last 4. Right? They matching everything. So I'm like, okay, I need to get an embosser then. However, I'm clicking in my mind like, wait, but how am I going to emboss my name on somebody else's card? All right, because your name already comes with your card already comes with your name on it. What I did was I bought a flat iron, like the one that the girls use for their hair,
Mm-hmm.
and I started melting the card down, and it'll melt. So I melted the card down, and I used a like a Brillo pad, scrape it right off, and then I would emboss my name over the top of it.
Okay.
Yeah, but when the receipt came, it says Matthew Cox.
Yeah.
Yeah, not me. So I started bypassing with that, and then that just was that turned from little purchases into a few more big purchases, going to the mall here and there. And so what I did start running into was spending ability with the cards, right? So I might go and try to make a $600 purchase, decline.
Mm-hmm.
Why's my card declining? I got $12,000 left on the card. You know, all we've been doing is eating out, you know, buying liquor or whatever, you know. So I had to sit back and think. I say, golly, what, you know, how can I get past that? Oh, treat the card as if it's mine. So once I start doing that,
Make a payment?
no, not at all.
Just say you make one or two payments. These people will.
No. I'm burning this card in a month.
Oh, okay. Because you don't want them to get the bill in the mail. You could go paperless.
Not at that time.
No.
No, not yet. Not yet. No, not yet. Well, maybe some
card. They're probably slowly switching over.
Yeah, this was before the chip. Yeah,
okay,
it wasn't. Yeah, I ain't even have a chip yet. This is just straight sliding.
Right.
So I was like, all right, instead of me treating this as fraud, right? Let me go ahead and start treating it as my own. Now, I'm still at the collection agency, and I'm like, you know what? I got enough money. I'm going to get my own collection agency, because the people that I was actually like taking from were people that were on my accounts.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it could kind of come back like, well, you know, if we went back and looked. So I'm like, well, let me just go ahead and get my own collection agency. And then because I could get my own skip tracing service with the collection agency. So that's what I did. I got my collection agency down in Rock Hill, South Carolina, because the FDCPA laws were different. I got TLO, right? TLO was through TransUnion. Now, TLO was so in depth with everything. I mean, this thing would tell me square footage of your residence. It would tell me who the lien is. Down to your license plate number on the car that you had in 95.
Right.
If it was registered to you. You know what I'm saying? TLO was so in depth. So I'm like, yeah, cool bet. All right. So I got the collection agency up and running. It's doing all right. You know, about 10 people in there, 9 or 10 people in there. Everything's going well. And I'm just like, yeah, this still ain't enough.
Right.
So I go back to doing what I'm doing, right? Go back to doing what I was doing. Because I stopped briefly, jumped back into it. But when I jump back into it this next time, this is in 2015. When I jumped back into it the next time, it was just all systems go. So I started hitting, and this was my mistake too. I started hitting everybody on the same street, right? So I was, all right, so this is what I would do. So the way that TLO works, right? I could have your phone number, and if your phone number is registered in your name, only thing I have to do is put your phone number in, and it's going to come up with your name on it, and I can see everything about you: birthday, social, relatives, possible associates, neighbors, everything about you, right? Mm-hmm. So what I would do is I would just go to a prominent neighborhood, right? Type their address in. That's it. Now I know who lives there.
Right.
Right. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna do this house. Okay, they're not at home. They're not at home. I figured out the postal routes.
So when you say you were the mailman, like, what are you doing? Are you just walking through the neighborhood in the mailman outfit?
No. So what I did was, so when I said I was the mailman, what I did was, on eBay, I bought the like the rural mailman thing to go on the car, so I didn't look out of place when I went to the mailbox.
Okay.
So I looked like.
What do you mean the rural? What do you mean
So if you ever go to like a rural place, they do mail service out of their personal vehicles.
Yeah.
Right. But so they have, like, you can buy something that says US, like you're the.
Does it sit on the car?
Yeah,
like,
it's a magnet.
Okay.
It's a magnet.
So, I mean, is it slap up against the car, or does it sit on the top?
On the top.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people do it in their own vehicles, but they usually have, like, they'll have like a Jeep and they have like a magnetic thing stuck on the side, but it's like a regular car.
That's what
or
I'm
something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah.
That's what I had.
But I usually saw the magnet on the side, not on the, not. A thing
Well,
on
it
the
was
top.
I had one that stuck on the top of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
But then again, this is. Hold on. Well, this is on. I was gonna say this is Rock Hill. There's a little no.
no, this is in Charlotte.
Oh, in Charlotte. Okay. Oh,
Yeah, I'm in Charlotte. Yeah, I'm in Charlotte doing that.
I was gonna say Rock Hill's a tiny little town, right?
Yeah, I'm in Charlotte doing that.
So you're just scoping out. You're just literally sitting in the neighborhood for a couple hours or 30 minutes, kind of.
You wait until the
scoping it
real
out.
mailman goes by, and then
So
you
I
swing
know-
in behind him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And then so I also knew the pattern of the credit card people, right? Which was if I did an application on a Monday, I knew I would get it back on a Monday or maybe a Tuesday. You know, I never did anything. I like to get them in the beginning of the week. So that's what I would do. I would apply for your applications on. I would make a fake phone number on my phone. This is like the text apps and stuff. Make a fake phone number, fake email. All right. And I would do it like on a Monday or Tuesday because it would come back in 7 days. It would tell me, hey, you know, your card is on the way. This is on like maybe a Thursday. Your card is on the way. Da, 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 da. So I know what day to come pick it up.
Right.
Boom. Pick up your card. And so this is when I started like being the person. All right. So I get the card and I figured out like, okay, if I do go make a big purchase, I need to call Discover Card. So that, and of course I have the number on my phone that's registered with your application.
Right.
So that's what I would do. I would call Discover Card. Hey, how are you? This is Matthew Cox. I'm at Louis Vuitton right now. I have here with the lovely lady, Brittany, and I have a purchase for $1,623.84. I just wanted to stay on the phone with you. That way, you know, my card didn't decline. Okay, no problem, Mr. Cox. Yeah, you have more than enough available. Da, da, da. And so at the time, I didn't have the IDs yet. So I would have it on speakerphone so she could hear it. I ain't really got to show no ID. She know, you know,
Right.
clear.
I was gonna say I've done that before. I've been like, listen, I'm going to buy something for $2,000. Like I don't want to get up there and be declined.
Right.
And they'd be like, okay, well, how much is it going to be? It's going to be under $2,500. And they'd be like, okay, you're good.
Yep.
Because you maybe had done it before for $1,000 and it declined. It's
man.
like, oh man, so
Amex. Listen,
can't.
dude, I have went to Walmart with an Amex, fresh Amex, $20,000 or the green card, gold card, whatever, you know, the titanium.
Yeah. I've been meaning
Bruh.
to apply for one, but bro, I owed them so much money when I left. Like American Express keeps sending me these pre-approved American Express.
Absolutely.
Not American Express. I'm sorry.
Oh,
No, I want to get an American Express, but I owe them a bunch of money. But I also
Capital
owe
One?
No, Bank of America. Well, so one of the people I owe money to is Bank of America. I owe them like whatever 1.2 million or something ridiculous.
yeah.
And I've actually gone and opened up a bank account when I was in the halfway house. I went and opened up a bank account. They let me
Yeah.
put like $1,000 in it, and like 2 weeks later, they mailed me a cashier's check back for the $1,000 and closed my account.
Closed it.
And then don't tell you why.
Yeah.
They're like, you can call this number, but if you call the number, they're like, hey, it's up to us.
Yeah.
We're allowed to do it.
Chase
we don't have
card.
to tell you.
Chase did me like
Yeah.
that.
But see, they're holding resentment.
Yeah. Chase did.
Like
yeah.
RDAP, right?
Yeah,
They're holding
yeah.
resentment because I
Not
owe them.
RDAP.
That was years ago. I'm like, why are you holding resentment? Man, that's like,
Yeah.
that's the past.
Yeah. Chase did me like that, man. I was like, where is this coming from? Yeah. They sent it back.
Well,
yeah.
you owe us $1.2 million. Oh, are you still on that?
Are y'all still on that? Golly. But so at this point in time, I'm using the card as if it's mine.
Mhm.
All right. I meet this girl and come to find out she's doing fraud too. But she knows how to make the IDs. Now, this is when it got good for me because now I have IDs to go with the card, any card that I need.
It's a relationship made in heaven.
Man, golly, it was amazing. It really was, man. I bought that girl a Range Rover and some more stuff within this mix, man. I really did. So boom. All right, I meet her. She's giving me the IDs. So now I can go anywhere and do anything at this point in time that I want to do with the cards. And I'm doing it. I mean, I got my cousins, my dad, everybody. I got them in Vegas. I got them in Miami. We in Puerto Rico. We are taking crazy trips. I mean, everywhere. And I'm paying for everybody. I mean, everybody. Oh, we're down at Live one night. Yeah, the table's going to be $7,500. Oh, that's it? I got 60,000 and listen, I got
Ridiculous.
60K. Yeah, I came out here with 60K in cards. You know what I'm saying? So I also transitioned to knowing that I had to wait a week and a half. I had to wait 10 days in order to start using the cards at the ATM, right? So that's what I did. And what I would also do was when I did use the cards at the ATM, I would go to the ATM at like 11:58.
Mm-hmm.
Take 500 from this card. Let's say I got 3 cards. Take 500 from all 3.
Wait 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
12:01. Take 500 more, right? And because I'm trying to clear this card in a month. That's my objective. I got to clear this card in a month because I'm not paying a bill, and when these people find out, it's gonna get cut off, right? So I'm trying to expand. I'm trying to like get everything, right? All right. Fast forward, I end up meeting somebody that works in the bank. That made my life so much easier. So if the card did get locked or anything, but I mean, if the card did get locked, what I would do is still call, hey, this is Matthew Cox. Trying to figure out when my car got locked. Oh, it's showing a suspicious thing, Because that happened to me one time in Arizona, actually. It happened to me in Arizona at a hotel. The girl ran my card twice for the same thing, and it locked my card up.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I'm out of town, but when I used to go out of town, I had to find out very fast that when you go out of town with these cards, you have to put a travel notice on them.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, so I found out quick, okay, put a travel notice on this thing, boom. But she messed my card up, so I call, hey, this is such and such. Okay. I'm just trying to get my card unlocked, trying to make a purchase. So they run you through like the questionnaire. Okay, have you ever owned property in Ybor City, 3838 Ybor Drive? Yes or no? Yes. What year was the Chevy Monte Carlo that you had in 98? What color was it in 98? Black. But I had all the answers.
Right.
Because I had TLO.
Yeah.
So it was nothing for me to just, and
it's like the instant credit thing that Zach would do. He would have that. He had LexisNexis, and so they would ask questions, for instant credit, and he would go, and he'd have his wife on the Bluetooth, right?
Okay.
The old Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, what college did I go to? What time was it? What? Because I switched college. Yeah, and she'd be like, University of South Florida. He'd go, is it University of South Florida? Because I actually switched school. And they yes, it is. Okay, and then they'd ask, and he'd go, yeah, I had a couple. It might have been red, and they, because she'd be going, what colors are such a red?
That's tough in person though.
Yeah,
see, over the phone is easy because I got the cheat sheet right here, and I can kind of like, scroll to it. And
keep in mind too, these people want you to have the answer. They want you to get the answer. Like they're not trying to catch you for fraud.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even when you're in person, he'd be like, shoot, that's a long time ago. He would do a whole. I've been in person before where I've didn't know the answer and done the whole thing where they're like, what's your date of birth? And I'd be like, date of birth? That's a good, you know what? Hold on a second. I'd open up my, it's like, are you serious? Like I'd open up my ID. I go, July 7th, 1970. And they July 7th, 1970. It's like, you're sitting there.
Because you needed to go through.
I also don't want to have to talk to the cops, but they just think you're just being obnoxious. And they tell the person, this is when they would call the bank. You go to use the card, and they'd say to call like American Express.
Right.
You call American Express. They don't do this anymore.
Oh, so you were okay. So you saying you were at the bank and they would?
Well, no, it'd be more like you go to buy something for like $800, and you give them you would give them the card.
Yeah.
They swipe it. Then something would show up and they'd be like, it's telling me to call. Hold on. And they'd have to call American Express.
Right.
And American Express would be like, can you just verify that? So they go, yeah, I need to verify your phone, or not phone number, but your date of birth. And, you tell them they go, oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. They'd hang up and keep going. Something along, they'd ask something that you,
Right.
but imagine that you're sitting there the first time that happens. What's your date of birth?
Caught off
And
guard.
you're like, fucking A,
Yeah,
and luckily
yeah.
I have a fucking ID or something. I'm like, that's, who am I today?
That's a fact.
Like,
That's
fuck.
a fact. But see, with me too, I didn't do guys only. I did women as well.
Okay.
So like, yeah, you better not tell me my name ain't Brittany.
Right.
My name is Brittany today. Brittany Dawkins.
Right.
That's me. Yeah, for sure. And I'm calling with my regular voice.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, this equal rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, man. And that made my life so much easier, though, with her working in the bank, because now I can get, so if I get a $20,000 card and they say, hey, you got $9,000, I can get the whole $9,000 now, because I going in the bank, boom, she give me the whole $9,000. I've given her like $2,000
Right.
out the $9,000. You know what I'm saying? Walking out. You
So
know?
do you even need you already have IDs. I
Well, I didn't need the ID. She worked
I
there.
know that. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you already had IDs, but regardless, you could hand her anything as long as if on the camera they could see
For
that
sure.
she could say okay.
Yep.
And they say, well, what'd he hand you? It was his ID. It was him.
Yep.
So all that means is that this guy has a fake ID. Like, how am I supposed to know?
Yep.
I give him $9,000.
So I even got even more greedier from just having all the cash, right? I got even more greedier. So what I started doing was I'd go to, so MoneyGram used to kind of piss me off because they wouldn't allow me to do anything with my credit card, right? So I started going to CVS and Walgreens. So I started going to CVS and Walgreens and getting like the vanilla visas. So, and then mind you though, I think I put a limit on Charlotte to where you can't get more than $1,000 a day, per person at CVS or Walgreens. Cause
So you're using the credit card to buy
vanilla visas.
and then you go get the cash.
So how I was getting the cash was money orders.
Okay.
I would go to like the Food Lion, right? I go to Food Lion, and the money order, it would never be no less than $500 per vanilla visa. Okay. So when I would go to Food Lion, I would give them it'd be like $500.27. I would give them 27 cents physically, swipe my vanilla visa, put a whatever pin in. Man, dude, I had so many money orders. It was crazy. I mean, because I wanted everything off the card. I didn't want to just.
How much is this scam making for all these different things? Well, this is so far, it's really not Fitch, it's really credit cards. So
Yeah.
at this point, so
At
how
this
much
point,
how much
yeah.
a month is this making?
It's 6 figures a month.
Okay.
Easily. Yeah, easily. So for one person, right? Realistically, for one person, let's say that you maybe have 2 credit cards or so. I get a no preset American Express, right? Discover card is probably gonna give me anywhere from $17,500 to $20,000. Capital One, if I do a venture card, it's gonna give me $20,000. And I shied away from Citibank and Chase because they were funny. Chase Sapphire was good, but they were funny. So
Yeah, well, I was going to say their fraud detection is too tight because they tend to give those cards to people with lower credit scores. So fraud seems to be done. They probably have a higher rate of fraud,
Right.
And as a result of that, they have the settings so tight on those things. They're constantly shutting them off.
Well, you would think that Discover Card had it like that, but
Right.
they don't. Or Amex, because at the time I started learning, like with Amex, the only thing I had to do was go to the app and go to spending ability. And, if it was a crazy purchase, because, they go off of how you actually spend. Like if you're a big spender, then they going to know, okay, that's good.
And they're going to keep raising it up and raising it.
Right. But see, I only have this card for a month.
Yeah.
I don't care about it. you know. So yeah, fast forward that. Let's get into 2016. All right. 2016 comes. I got everything rolling. At this point in time, like, this is my job. You know, I change my image, right? I start wearing different clothes. I'm wearing slacks, button-up shirts. Like, this is a normality for me because I want to look like, you know, I own a collection agency and this is where my money's coming from. Nobody knows what I have going on. Family, nobody. They just know that, oh, wow, you know, he's doing really well for himself.
Plus, you're creating the collections. At this point, you can go in and say, "Hey, here's some names. These guys are going to be needing. These guys, we're going to be calling these guys in 2 weeks."
That's a fact. I'd have bought a paper from them. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's what transpired. So I changed my image. I'm wearing my slacks, hard bottoms. I mean, this is every day, you know, and traveling as well because, you know, if I'm traveling first class, I'm traveling, you know, if first class is taken, I'm right behind them. And I have my friends and family with me. Like, this is my image. When I walk up to a club or wherever, a bank, wherever, I need to be presentable. And that's how I started to carry myself. So I started taking things a little step further. Now I start buying cars in people's name. I start buying properties in people's name. Okay.
It's a mistake. Those are all titled. Like, that's going to be at some point.
Not even. I mean, well, I'm the.
Oh, are you buying the property in their name?
I'm getting.
Or
yes.
you were buying property for you in their name, or using their stuff.
I'm using their credit to purchase different things.
Okay.
Cars, cribs. So,
but you're driving a vehicle in their name
a few times. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. That could be a problem.
So okay. So for instance, right. All right. It was a Corvette that I okay, let me tell you what happened, right? I'm in Charlotte. All right. And I ride by this Chevrolet dealership and I'm like, oh my God, this is when the Corvette came out, the Stingray, the body style before the one now. Right?
Okay.
I said, golly, it was convertible, white. It didn't have red interior though. It was black seats, black wheels. And I was like, man, I want that car. So I go up there and I'm like, I'm about to fill out everything for the car. And the sales associates are actually arguing with each other about who's gonna get the sale. And I honestly didn't like that. I'm like, dang, like I just need some help. But instead of helping me, they arguing about who's gonna get the sale. So I left. I ended up going on. This is before Car Gurus was even a thing. I go on Car Gurus, right? I see the vet that I want out of Ohio. Contact the people in Ohio, send them over ID, right? Send them over ID with my face, someone else's name. I had a burner address that I used to have little stuff sent to packages or what, because I was buying like expensive watches online, expensive glasses, like shades, all kind of stuff. Anything I bought online, I used to have it sent to the burner address. Now the burner address was vacant. Nobody lived there. And it wasn't too far from my place, so I could get there accessibly. And I contact these people out there in Ohio for the car. And they FedEx me the paperwork. They're like, all right, yeah, you know, you're approved, no money down, blah, blah. And I asked them, I say, hey, look, you know, I'm not trying to come to Ohio. You know, can you include the hot shot, you know, the hot shot where they put your car on in the enclosed trailer? Can you put that inside of my deal, you know, with the car? Cause I don't want to pay that out of pocket. Yeah, sure. So lo and behold, man, I signed that paperwork, sent it back to him, and I had that car in 2 days. Maybe I got that car on a Thursday. I remember for sure I got that car on a Thursday, and they met me instead of meeting at the address of the individual whose name I did it in,
Mhm.
they met me at the mall.
Okay.
Yeah. So I go to the mall, pick the car up, and I was like, it can't be this easy.
Right.
And it was very easy. So all right, this is when things started ramping up for me. And this is when I was like, all right, so this little few, maybe 100,000 a month, I need more. Cause now I'm greedy. I got a vet. Dude, the vet, all white, red seats, red brake calipers, black wheels, convertible. I can drop the top without being in it. Like, yes, yeah, I need that. Z06, all that. I need. So let me see how far I can go. All right.
Before I end up in prison.
I need to see how far I can go.
My fear is that it's a real person that's eventually going to figure out, hey, I got a $90,000 Corvette that or auto loan that was just taken out in my name, and once they start complaining, somebody's going to track that back to the registration that's going.
I'm gonna get
somewhere.
To that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get to that part. Yeah. I'm gonna get to that part. Okay, so I want to see how far I can take this.
Right.
All right. So I also went and got a crib in Miami in his name, a high rise.
What's this guy's name?
Hey,
Jimmy.
That's their best.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say Philip. I mean,
Right.
his name is Philip, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna say his last name. But it's definitely Philip. And he was,
Or Phillip.
you know what was crazy at that time? Because this is in 2016. At that time, he wasn't even that old. He wasn't even 30 yet. He wasn't even. I think that kid might have been 23 or 24. He wasn't that old.
Right.
I get the vet. I get a crib in his name in Miami. Mind you, I'm in the Opera Tower. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with the Opera Tower. So the Opera Tower has like 55 floors or 54. I'm on the 53rd,
Okay.
right? And I can see everything. I can see all of Miami. I can see all of South Beach. I mean, this is...
Philip didn't know he could live this good.
He didn't know,
No.
but I found out for him, for sure. On top of the credit cards I had in his name too.
Right.
And I got an ID. I got everything, man.
I'd be terrified.
I am Mr. Phillip.
Because if I've done that whole thing, but I built the person doesn't even exist, or it's
okay.
a homeless guy that's
Yeah.
5 states away. Like he has no clue that what's going on. He doesn't know I have a driver's license and I've got a condo and 2 cars in his name.
Oh yeah, definitely got
But
the condo.
But Philip at one point might he might pull his credit, and be like,
So
what?
So with the condo,
Terrified.
yeah, but listen though, I was paying the condo.
You're
So okay, whenever I ended up getting a condo, and I bought it, I was really like renting it through this low life Cuban guy, right? So it was like 11 grand up front. I think it was something like that. It was like 11 or 12,000 up front, and the payments was 4,500 a month. All right, cool. I'm not tripping about that. And then he asked me, he like, hey, I know you got your Corvette. You want another car? Well, don't mind if I do. What can I get? Lime green Lamborghini. It's wild. Yeah, man. It was bad. So I get and it's convertible. So mind you though, I'm driving the Corvette from Charlotte to Miami. Right. So now I don't even have to drive it to Miami anymore because I got the Lambo down there. Right. And I did that. I went to Houston, Texas, in the Galleria area with somebody else's name. I'm not going to say their last name, but their first name was Darren. You know what? Darren fucked me. Not literally, but
Darren's the problem.
No, yeah, Darren. Hey, listen, Darren is the reason why I got fucked up. For real. Darren, motherfucker.
First, it's really your fault. A black guy trying to pull off Darren. That is a white guy's name. That's like Chip.
No, it's I know a black Darren.
Are you really?
I feel like
I
Darren's
know.
white. Now Philip, that's a white person.
Really?
I think.
You think?
I look like Philip on the ID.
If they say anything, you go,
Yeah, right there. So because remember I told you with those IDs, they were just the old ones with the the green or the like the little green lines. It was just like it was easy to make. Not now. It wasn't a lot of raised. It wasn't any raised edges at that point in time. Remember, like those old IDs.
well,
kind of.
I know what the Florida IDs look like, and I know what a lot of them like. It's funny because when I had the Florida ID, and I've had Florida, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Alabama.
So the North Carolina IDs.
So North Carolina.
You remember those IDs weren't hard.
They
to
were
make.
just
little PVC.
That's kind of what they look like now. The difference is that they had a very simple hologram. Now the hologram, it's in between. Well, at least in Florida, like literally the holograms, like one of the holograms is see-through through the plastic, and it's your face. And it's like there's all kinds of stuff now. I'd be like, this is a nightmare. You have to get special cards, and it'd be a nightmare. Now I don't know how you do it. Other than to me, it'd just be easier to let me just go into the DMV and get them to give it to me.
Right. So, I go to
So Darren,
man, listen, I had a field day with Darren though. So I get a condo. Well, I got this townhouse in Houston, got a G-Wagon, got a Mercedes for my best friend. Like it was lovely. And listen, and you know what? Darren, I ended up hitting Darren for about $100K.
right?
Yeah. And I was I had so much credit with Darren, I couldn't blow it all in the month. Like that's how much his flowed over to the next month because I couldn't do it all. Because at that point in time too, once I like started getting like maybe let's say 40,000 this person and 40,000 for this person, and then I might do 100 for you. Like at that point, it was hard to kind of maintain and try to like get all of that stuff off the cards in that month. You know what I mean? And I feel like too, because I stopped making it a job and I'm just having fun at this point in time. You know what I mean? Like I'm just living. I'm flying girls in from that I met in Arizona to Houston because I'm bored. Hey, baby, what you got going on? All right, the next flight out, I'm doing stuff like that. At that point, we're just having fun. I got the crib. I forgot. I had another crib in Arizona, but that was it was come to find out it was a female. Golly, what was her name? But it was like an African name. I can't remember, but come to find out it was a female. But I ended up getting a Maserati out there too. Maserati, and I had a crib in Scottsdale in her name. So I had a crib in Scottsdale, I had a crib in Houston and Miami. And then me being just my real self in Charlotte.
Right.
Yeah. So all of that's going on and I'm having a good time. Really what I'm doing for real, I'm just taking trips like all the time. I'm taking trips. I'm blowing money as fast as I can. I don't care what it is. I don't care what we're doing. I don't care what the cost is. Oh, I need da-da-da-da. Man, I'm paying bills. I'm just really giving back because honestly, I had never had anything. I never had any real money, with that magnitude. And I didn't realize like that money brings plenty of power. Like you can do what you want to do when you want to do it. And two, this is before, I wish we had DoorDash back then. I didn't even have DoorDash or anything. So it was, I didn't, you had to still get up and go get something. But let's say that they about to close and you like, hey, maybe I'll give you $500 to turn the grill back on now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It was easy. Also, what I was doing too to try to get all that money off, I would open up Square. Remember Square?
Mm-hmm.
Square accounts. Man, PayPal has taken so much money from my operation. I still got money locked up with PayPal that I need invoices for. Them, Square, it was Google Pay back then, which is why I went to the money orders, because money orders made it easier for me to get all of the money off. You see what I'm saying? The Squares, it had like the location tracking on it, and I would swipe it go to my bank account, or because at that time I wasn't thinking about putting bank accounts in other people's names, which I wish I would have, but I didn't. I just wanted the credit from the people. That's pretty much ultimately where my mindset was. I just want your credit. I want these credit cards, and I want whatever I can get, and I want all the money though. That was my main focus too. When I went into getting a credit card, I was going to get cash. I mean, even if I left credit on there, I did get all of the cash limit off.
Right.
Whether that was ATM or with old girl at the bank. So running through 2016 like that, and I'm having a field day. All right. All right, cool. Having a field day, and this one lady that I hit, because I had burnt her card up in Miami with this one girl. Jet skis, boats, everything. I burnt her card up with doing that. There was a note, not a note, but a letter that came to my burner address, right, with her name on it. And I'm like, huh? I'm like, what is going on? And it was like, yeah, this is the U.S. Postal Inspector, Mrs. Such and Such. I can't remember. It was a Spanish lady. I can't remember her name. And we are, we're working diligently to, with the claim, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, how did I get to my burner address? I get a little nervous, ball it up, throw it in the sewer. Cause I'm like, dang, how did that get to my burner address? And I'm thinking to myself, like, I've never had anything sent in her name to the burner address. And the only thing that I got in her name, I do distinctively remember that, was a Discover card and a Capital One. And her Discover card was only like $9,000,
Right.
And the Capital One was like $5,000, right? Mind you, though, she was an early person that I hit too, all right? So I saw that note, didn't pay any attention to it at all. Still doing my fraud, just having fun, living life. We're going to fast forward to October, okay? October 2016. This was like Halloween weekend, right? So me and my best friend, we go to Houston. And this is what I was telling you. This is how I messed myself up. So I've been doing everything right, not really leaving any traces or trails. And I messed around and paid my TLO bill with Darren's card.
What's a TLO?
TLO, the TransUnion, the skip tracing.
Oh, okay.
Because it's in my name with the collection agency.
Okay.
Right. So now, back then, this isn't where you could just instantly transfer money from account to account like
Right.
you can now. Right. It's going to take 3 to 5. And another thing, too, with my business account that I had, I never left any extra money in there aside from what I would pay the employees. And that just because I didn't trust them, because they might wash a check or something on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And hit my account because that happened when I was working at the collection agency one time. That happened to the boss. Somebody washed a check for like $10,000. You know what I'm saying? Like they changed the number on the check. It's a real check, but they changed the number on it.
Should have been $900, and they washed it and said 9,700, right. And they deposited that, and it went through.
And it definitely did. So I said to myself, like, I would never keep, but a certain amount of money in there. And I forgot that the TLO was due at the end of the month. that particular weekend. Man, I was like, I've been rolling for 2 years at this point, about a year and a half. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna just pay it, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just pay it on Darren's card. Cause like I said, it was like 2,500 and some change. I pay it. This is October. And everything cool, everything smooth. Middle of November. Let me see. Right before, this is right before Thanksgiving 2016. My TLO gets cut off. And I'm like, why my TLO cut? You know, my people like, hey, you know, TLO ain't working. What's going on? I don't know. Let me see. I call them. Hey, you know, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my TLO. Oh, I see here there was a chargeback or something. Da, da, da. Oh shit, Darren done found out.
Right.
That, you know, I'm like, oh man, chargeback, Darren done found out. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'll take care of it. You know, this month and next month. Take care of it. Boom. And in the midst of that, beginning of December came. No, I'm lying. I take this girl on a trip to Miami for Art Basel.
Okay.
All right. So we in the Lambo, cause we flew out there. And we just having fun. And we were only supposed to stay maybe 4 days. We stayed for like almost 2 weeks, right? So I'm in like the middle of December at this point in time. So we were about to come back, and I bought our flights, right? I buy our flights, boom, everything good. We get the QR code. I send her QR code. We get to the airport, and they like, yeah, no, you've been kicked off this flight. And I'm like, wait a minute. I just bought these tickets like this morning. Yeah, no, I don't know. You need to go to the desk. So I go to the desk. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Oh yeah, we don't know. So I had cash on me. So I paid for the flights in cash, right? We missed our regular flights. Pay for the flights in cash. Get back to Charlotte. And I'm like, dang, what's going on? You know, so I'm at one of my residences in Charlotte, and at that time too, so I had a townhouse in Matthews, all right? So I got a townhouse in Matthews, and I got cameras, right? I had cameras at both places too. Man, this is about a week and a half before Christmas. I see the U.S. Postal Inspector, Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department, like all at the townhouse. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on, right? My homeboy is there, but he didn't answer the door. I guess he was asleep or whatever. I don't know.
If you sleep hot at night, you know how disruptive that can be. Whether you're having trouble falling asleep, you're waking up sweating in the middle of the night, or all of the above, that's where GhostBed can help. As the makers of the coolest beds in the world, GhostBed is your go-to for cooling mattresses, cooling pillows, and cooling bedding. From their signature Ghost Ice fabric to patented technology that adjusts to your body's temperature, every GhostBed mattress is designed with cooling in mind. So whether you want a plusher mattress that cushions your shoulders and hips, or a firm option with exceptional support, your GhostBed will keep you cool and comfortable all night long. When you purchase a GhostBed mattress, your comfort is guaranteed. You can try out your mattress for 101 nights, risk-free, to make sure it's the right fit for you. Plus, they offer free shipping, and most items are shipped within 24 hours. If you're not sure which ghost bed is right for you, check out their mattress quiz. You'll answer a few questions and get a personalized recommendation. Even better, our listeners can get 50% off site-wide for a limited time. Just visit ghostbed.com/Cox and use the code COX at checkout. Again, that's ghostbed.com/Cox with the code COX at the checkout to save a whopping 50% off site-wide. Are they looking for you or Darren? I mean, are they looking for you?
Yeah.
Okay,
for sure. Looking for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't know if this is maybe in somebody else's name, so they're not looking for him. They're looking for you specifically.
No, so yeah, they're definitely looking for me, for sure. So boom. They leave, right? Now, I will tell you, one of my other best friends is a U.S. Marshal.
Okay.
right? Like right now, right? Well, he was
Then?
then too.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Since 2011, we grew up together, and so I call him. I'm like, "Hey, bro, who is the U.S. Postal Inspector?" Mind you, nobody knows that I'm a scammer.
Right.
Nobody knows this, right? Nobody. My parents, nobody. They just think like,
You're just super successful running this.
man, this collection agency is booming, man, and it is.
Yeah. Well,
It definitely is. So he like, yeah, they deal with fraud and da da da. I say, well, they were at my place, man. I don't know what's going on. He was like, well, what happened? He was like, they probably just want to talk to you. And I'm like, no,
yeah,
motherfucker.
you don't understand.
They don't want to just talk. All right. So that happens. And I'm still it spooked me. So okay, yeah, okay. So it spooked me to the point where I put the vet up, right? Because I still had a BMW, a 750, and a Audi as well. So I put the vet, but the vet, of course, wasn't in my name. Everything else, the other two were in my name. I put the vet in my best friend's backyard, right? Like I park it because he had a privacy fence and everything. I parked the vet back there, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna drive this vet. I need to lay low. I don't know what's going on. And then I was like, maybe they do just want to talk to me, right? My best friend would know, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Swing by.
Yeah. This is
You didn't ask him, say, hey, can you do me a favor and run my name?
Did I?
What'd he say?
Yeah, he did.
What'd he say?
He said he did it. And then there was nothing on my name.
Okay.
So that's when I went. So after that, I go back, get the vet. I'm like, fuck it is what it is. Oh, another thing with the vets, right? What I started to do was with the vehicles that I did acquire, I would buy salvage titles of the same vehicle.
Right.
Right.
And swap out the VIN numbers and the...
Yeah. So that's what I would do. Right. And that's how I could register them, even though the loans were with somebody else. You know, the registration.
It's irrelevant. You just, as long as you...
Yeah, the
you've
registration.
Got the vehicle,
yeah,
yeah, swap out the VIN numbers. I've got it. I'm good.
I got the registration. I have the tags.
Unless
everything was good.
Unless they have a, like a low jack type device, they ain't gonna find that vehicle. That's over
at all.
That's Darren's problem.
That's Darren's problem. Yeah, I hope he's not dealing with it. If you see this, Darren, I hope you ain't dealing with it, buddy. My bad, man.
He'll be all right. He's gonna be all right. Darren's he's gonna bounce back. He was young.
Yeah. No. Philip was young. No, Darren was older. No, Darren had a nice house too. Cause I was going through the neighborhoods and hitting the box. Yeah, man, Darren had a beautiful, oh my God, it's beautiful.
He's gonna be fine.
South side of Charlotte,
He's gonna be fine.
Yeah, he's over there with
like
Steve
that.
Smith, man. He's good. Yeah. Yeah, he got it written off for sure. So I go back outside and I stop for a little bit. Well, about a week. And then I'm like, Christmas coming up. Got this little chick I'm dealing with at the time. We go out on a run, and so within this run, right, the mailman was super late this day for whatever reason. I don't know. He was late this day. I go pick everything up, but I'm missing a person, and I'm like, man, I'm just itching just to go back and get that person when I really should have just left because I got like 2 out of the 3 people. I go back over there and the police pull me over, right? They're like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is when it gets all bad. So the police pull me over and I have the cards on me, but I give them to her because I know like, hey, what's up, boo? And she with it though. So
right.
she take them. Cause I mean, we just hit like 30 minutes ago. We just hit these other, these other mailboxes. So she takes them. They don't search her or anything.
Got the U.S. Postal thing on the top of the car? Or?
No, cause I'm in the vet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're just emboldened by that. You're just blatantly just.
Yeah. I'm in the vet. I'm in the vet at this point. And
Who's going to really think if you pull up in a vet, get out in a nice neighborhood, you're in a nice fucking vet? Who's going to think that you're committing fraud? Yeah.
And I dress well.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, only
That's-
thing else is he's black.
Yeah. But you're in Atlanta.
No, I'm in Charlotte.
Damn, I don't know where you are any times at all. Okay, anyway.
It's all right. So they pull me over. So unbeknownst to me though, with the vet, Philip has already found out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this vet is actually on the radar anyway. And I didn't know that. So they're like, yeah, hey, you know, how did you, you know, blah, blah, blah. Cause little things starting to match up. And I'm like, so I get arrested. But the feds don't come yet.
So what do they say when they arrest you? You got a warrant?
Nope, no warrant. I get arrested because of multiple people saying that I was going in mailboxes.
Okay.
Right.
I guess I was wrong. It does look suspicious. Okay.
So I get arrested for that. And I also got arrested for the vehicle. It was like a stolen motor vehicle. Right. Okay, cool, bet.
I thought the VIN number was different though.
Right. Okay, so the VIN number was different, but I don't know how they traced everything back.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like everything was just traced back to Philip. So I honestly I still don't know to this day. But they traced everything back with Philip and the Corvette and me and my face and
okay.
Because, you know, when I sent everything over to the guys in Ohio, it had my face on the ID.
Okay.
Right? So it's like, yeah, this the same dude that we looking for anyway. Glasses, beard. Yeah, that's him. So you see what I'm saying? So I think that's more so where they traced it, not necessarily the VIN. I think it was just more so like, okay, we have everything from the dealership because, you know, they did the loan and everything, gave it to the finance company, and everything that trickled down came back to me because my face was on it. All right. So I get locked up for that. I get right out. And I'm like, I guess I'll just chill for a little bit. And I did. I chilled for maybe a few days. Seriously, it was a few days, right? I chilled for a few days. I'm out. They had a concert in Charlotte. I'm outside. I don't care about none of this, right? Like I'm outside, but I'm driving my regular vehicle, and I'm just thinking like, okay, I need to figure out like what what I need to do and where I need to just wing back because at this point in time though I have money. Like I have 6 figures in cash. Like I got cash, you know what I'm saying? Like for sure. Like I got money, and it was in my chimney at the at my crib in Matthews. I had it inside my chimney, actually wrapped up. So I got money, so I'm just I'm chilling. I mean, the collection agency is just collecting. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's not enough. Once my peak hit. Like the collection agency is definitely not enough money to sustain anything that I have going on. Cause you have to understand, I'm still paying for the car and the crib in Miami. Right. And so everything I was paying for as far as like the properties, I'm paying for the properties, you know what I'm saying? But I'm also paying for the properties with the cards.
Right.
So I'm getting a lot of chargebacks at this point in time because everything is catching up. So I'm getting chargebacks on stuff like some of the girls' bills, like females' bills I was paying, getting charged back. Hey, my Time Warner then kick back, bro. What's going on? They about to cut my phone off because I'm like, dang, I'm like. So this is when I knew like, all right, everything is all bad. So I go to Atlanta for Christmas that year and I came back, right? And I dropped my son off, okay? So I dropped my son off and his mom like, hey, I need some money, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, cool. I have one card left. So I'm like, all right, I'll go to the bank, shoot her something, because, this is it for me. I'm thinking in my mind, I'm going to take 6 to 8 months off. like at this point I can still sustain my lifestyle and maybe not 6 months. Maybe 3 to 4 months I could sustain my lifestyle with the money that I had. Right. Cool. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give her some money from this card, not from my stash. Because my stash has always been a rainy day stash. I always, thought about, what if I did get caught?
Right.
So I was, I was blowing a lot of money, but I was blowing a lot of credit money. Majority of the money that I got from like the bank and stuff, I just put that up. Like that was, or, just paid my real bills with that too.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So I put up a lot of money. Well, enough, I felt at the time, which was what it was. So I dropped my son off. I go to the bank, right? Well, I'm on the way to the bank. I run a red light. Well, the light is, how it turns red and you're going through the intersection.
Mm-hmm.
And it pinged my license plate, right? So when it pinged my license plate, it alerted the police. So now I do have a warrant, come to find out, because I'm over in the South Park area, which is like nice prominent area by the mall. And they're like helicopters, everything. So I pull into the bank. No sooner as I pull into the bank, police everywhere. And I'm like, what's going on? Because now I'm thinking like, dude, I didn't miss a court date for the car incident.
Right.
So I'm on like Charlotte Mecklenburg's like warrant site. And I'm like, dude, bro, what are y'all pulling me over for? I don't have a warrant. So it was a rookie cop too. He was pretty cool. He was like, hey, look, let me check it out. Let me see what's going on. And who do I see pull up? The U.S. Postal Inspector. So at the time though, I had a card and an ID. And the way that my visor was, I actually put the card, so the visor opened up like this and I slipped the cards in there and closed it. Because that's the only thing that I have to say, hey, mandatory 2, right? For the, mandatory 2 years for aggravated
identity theft.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that could tie me to that. So they don't find it in the car, right? My homeboy, he comes, picks the car up, takes it to my son's mom, right? So they arrest me, take me into interrogation. And I tell you what, I will say this about the feds. A lot of times they don't know anything unless somebody actually tells. I'm gonna say that. Like if you're, all right, I'm gonna tell you, so when I get there, I see they have like pictures and they don't even know if it's me. They're like, is this such and such, is this Jay? They got 3 different pictures. 2 of them from other people's social media that I guess, they found out about, 2 of my friends, right? Not from my social media though, from theirs. And that picture that I had with Philip, well, I use that picture for everything, to be honest. I took that picture at CVS, like the passport picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I put that on everything. I put that on everybody's name. But they were like, yeah, we don't know if this is him. Boom, and they were actually trying to intertwine my 2 friends as well. And I'm like, what are y'all? I'm like, y'all really are lost. So instead of me like, hey, let me get an attorney and all that, because I didn't want them to be involved, because really they were just along for the ride, One of them knew what I had going on, but like, well, really both of them did, but they were just along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? Like they
weren't active participants
at all. So I told them, I'm like, nah, listen, it's me. It's not them. Tried to get my son's mom off. Didn't work. They like, oh no. So come to find out, it was, so I would give her, now she did what she did. I would give her cards and, you know what I'm saying? And she do whatever she did with them. And it was one time, so this is what they told me. It was one time that one of the cards locked up and she called from her real cell phone number. So when I get my discovery, I see it in depth, like, oh, um, uh, um, uh, Danity DeCane called Discover card. Is this Jay's girlfriend? Da 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 da. Like, this is all in my discovery. Now, come to find out, Discover card is hip to what I have going on as well, and that's because I would hit everybody on the street, on the same street, and then it would be the same police reports. So that's what prompted, like, man, hold on, there's a pattern. So I'm giving these people a pattern now. Instead of me just staying in Miami for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and hitting people in Miami, then probably hitting people in Texas and hitting people in Phoenix, I just want to stay in Charlotte and just, that's where I messed up at.
Right.
I wasn't.
Is that how you're doing it now? Just joking.
I work. I have a job. I do. I have a job though. I promise I got a job. I ain't gonna lie. I'm scared. Dude. Listen, dude. I'm not. Listen, dude. I'm scared to lose my freedom again. That is not a fun thing.
Yeah.
At all.
I know. Trust me.
I don't like it. I like to be able to be out here with y'all, hang out. I mean, the car was nice outside, but I'm.
Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah. The what is it? The worst day out here is better than the best day in
For
there.
sure. Yeah. So so I get locked up, and I can't take the rap for her. They lock her up at the daycare.
She has a daycare job?
No. She was dropping my son off.
Oh, okay.
So, she's working at the collection agency.
Okay.
The one in Rock Hill.
Right.
So, I know I didn't really incorporate her too much, but whatever. So, they lock her up at the daycare, and she gets right out. Me, I had to wait until the first of the year to get out, so I go to my bond hearing, dude. These people, mind you, now my record wasn't bad. Like, it was a lot of speeding tickets and stuff like that. And when I go to my bond hearing though, like the DA is like, yeah, Your Honor, he has speeding tickets in a school zone. I wouldn't want him speeding in my kid's school zone. Like, they're not trying to let me out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, wait a minute. So listen, this is two now. I had a homeboy that was a bondsman. I didn't know that the feds was like, yeah, bro, you don't get no money bond. It's, I don't know how it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had never been locked up or dealt with the feds before. So I'm thinking, I call him like, hey, look, bro, I'll call you when I get to the free phones. You know what I'm saying? All right, bro, just give me a call, boom, boom. No, it ain't no free phones. Nah, bro, you going straight upstairs with the Fed band, and you'll see the judge the next day. So I did that. Went seen the judge the next day. My parents came, and because I told my attorney, hey, can you contact my parents? Boom, boom. So did that, and they ended up letting me out on ankle monitor, right? And and I had to stay with my mother.
Right.
And with a surety bond. Like, come on, dude. Like, dang, bro. Yeah, Your Honor, he's got money. He can leave. He can flee. I'm like, bro. Like, in my mind, I'm thinking like, dog, I might get a year or two.
Right.
That's in my mind. I'm like, I might get a year or so, probation or something. Like, I haven't been in like real bad trouble to get, like 10 years or nothing crazy. So I'm not fleeing, right? So my stipulations for being on ankle monitor was I can only be gone from 7 a.m. to 12 noon. And come to find out, I didn't realize that was per job search. All right. So I'm like, yeah.
So once you get a job,
No.
no.
So in order for me to leave, I had to be looking for a job.
Right.
Right. So what I would do is from 7 till 12, I would leave and go to my crib in Matthews, right? And have a chick come over and hang out until noon. I mean, come on, we're talking from 7 a.m. to noon. Like it's 5 hours. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was doing that, you know what I'm saying? I was just hanging, you know, I'm just thinking about what may happen. You know, I'm on this ankle monitor. I'm back at home with my mother, which is terrible. You know what I mean? Because it's like, golly, I got to just go through these motions with her. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was like, dude, you're grown. I've been doing what I wanted to do, you know what I mean, for a long time. And, you know, especially with the magnitude that I was doing it at with the cards. And now it's just like subtle. Like it's high. And it's just like, dang. And I'm on ankle monitor. You see what I'm saying? So roll through those motions. My my probation officer came. She was a female. I think she liked my mom. Keeping it real, I think she liked my mom. And she didn't like me too well. Oh, another stipulation, I couldn't have a smartphone. So dude. Yeah, I swear to God, they like
We're concerned.
Man, the DA was like, yo.
U.S. attorney.
Right. Was like, his name was O'Malley. O'Malley did not like me at all. And I don't know why. I mean, I ain't do nothing to the guy. You know, I just.
Yeah, they seem to get irritated when you're committing crimes, and then they take it personally.
Definitely took it personal. So anyway, I couldn't have a smartphone, anything like that. And
what were you charged with?
So I was charged with bank fraud, wire fraud, aggravated identity theft, and what else? I think that was it. Wait, bank fraud, wire fraud, sophisticated means.
Well, that's an enhancement. Yeah, these are all the. That starts to. That's when it. Like getting charged with like bank fraud. Like okay,
bank fraud, wire fraud.
Well, bank fraud and wire fraud are no big deal if there's no dollar amount. Like okay, so what? I'll get probation. Then they start saying, oh no,
oh my God,
sophisticated means changing jurisdiction. You know, they start $2.5 million. They start adding it up. Next thing you know, you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna do 5 years.
So what they did was they put the Corvette on my money amount, but while I was in jail, so before the jail, I got re-locked up again. All right. So and I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I'm joking, I'm thinking everything cool, you know, my PO, I'm thinking she cool, we cool. Yeah, we joking. And I kind of wanted to go out that weekend, right? So I'm joking. I mean, I'm poking the bear a little bit. I'm like, hey, I got this envelope. You know, I want to go out this weekend. Let me just throw an envelope in your back seat, girl. Ha ha ha. I want to see where it go. But I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Because if she said,
I think you're joking at all. You're just testing the waters.
If she say, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
I'm for real. She said, yeah, it's going. And she said no and went and got my ass locked up.
Right.
U.S. Marshal. So, okay, I had a court date coming up. I was going to get a haircut, right? So I leave within my 7 to 12. I go out, boom, get my haircut, go to Hooters real quick because I think they opened at like 10. Went to Hooters, got me some wings, go back home, and golly, she called me and was like, you just drove by me, da 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 da. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I know because she had never seen the vehicle I was in, right? She had only seen one of my cars. So I had the other car that particular day. So I knew for sure, and it's tinted, right? She like, yeah, you just passed me on the highway. I'm like, that was odd. She was like, where you going? I was like, I'm going home. All right, okay. I ain't know. Seen your big head. Da da da. I'm like, okay. I get back to my mom's house. I'm chilling. You know, I'm just taking it easy because at this point in time is, 12 is hit. So I got to be in the house, right? Can't go past I can't even go to the mailbox, dude. All jokes aside. I can't even walk past the mailbox. This thing's going to go off. All right. So probably around 1:30, U.S. Marshal, for fucking what? What have I done? So I call her. I'm like, yo, why is the U.S. Marshals here at my house? Oh, just let them take you in. Da 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 da. Man, I swear to God.
This is before you don't even answer the door?
Dude, Shireen Teal. Like, yeah. Fucking bitch. Dude.
So you didn't even answer the door. You just picked up the phone.
Man,
Let me call my PO before I answer the door.
Before I answered the door. Yeah. But they got my mom's house surrounded, so it doesn't matter. And my dog, God rest her little soul. That was my baby Sasha. She's barking. She's a pit bull too. Mm-hmm. So she's like going haywire. They hitting the door. Boom, boom. And I'm like, golly, dude, what is going on? So I open the door. They lock me up. And yeah, man, I didn't get out of jail till I came home from prison. So they locked me up. Oh, so the next day, she comes, cuts the damn monitor off my leg, and we ended up going to court the next day for the new charge for the bribery.
Wait, wait a minute. Is it a new charge,
or
was she trying to, or was it a violation?
So it was the violation and the charge at the same time. So the violation was he's not going to be able to be out anymore. Okay. And they're trying to hit me with the bribery of a probation officer.
No,
so
it's just her word against yours.
So that's what my attorney said. Shout out to Kevin Tate. All right. For sure. He was like, look, if she want to do that, then I'm going to just let them know we're going to take it all the way to trial. And we're going to make her take this stand and take an oath on if that's really what was said and how it was done. And you know what was crazy, man? When I walked in that courtroom, I felt so bad because Kevin reminds me of my father. So in the midst of me coming back in the courtroom after I'd been violated, it was like I let this dude down. He fought so hard for me to get on this ankle monitor, and I let him down. He's like, man, what the fuck going on? I'm like, man, I don't know. He's like, man, you done bribed this fat bitch. I'm like, no, what? I said, that's what we here for?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's why they violated me? So, and then she tried to say I didn't have job search papers and all this. I'm like, job search papers? Bitch, I didn't know when I could leave from 5 to 12. I had to go get people to, like, I'm going to Circle K and like, hey, can you sign here and say I was looking for a job? I didn't know that. Like, bitch, I'm just thinking this is my window because y'all got me in the fucking house all day anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
she said, I was at Hooters that one time. We drove by each other. I just gone for a job interview with the manager.
But you really didn't drive by me. You was lying. You just wanted to see where I was going so you could go ahead and send them people. Yeah. And that's what it was. Honestly, I'm going to keep it real. If I would have known it was going to go down like that, I would have ran.
No.
For sure. Oh, they would have had to come get me. Because, I mean, I could be anybody that I wanted to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would have just migrated. And, you know, I was just trying to do the right thing. I'm like, all right, you know, they got me.
And they'll catch up with it. Like, if you take off and if they catch me in 3 years, they catch me in 3 years.
Well, too, though, I didn't want my parents' house to get taken either, though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, could have bought them a house, but they've been in the house since '98, so you know that was their baby. You feel me?
They're not going to take the house. That's not. I don't think they would have taken the house. They would have threatened to take the house.
No, they put I think the shirt. What's the
No,
shirt?
I understand that what they do, and they would have threatened to do it, but they probably would have let them make payments or something. Like it's homesteaded. Like the judge is going to be like, "Come on, what are we doing? Like we're going to catch this guy. We're going to put a lien against it. Let's just wait."
They wouldn't have called me.
Huh?
They wouldn't have called me.
That's what I said.
I
3 years,
but
and
listen,
I was getting my IDs came from the DMV.
Right, but I started moving sloppy though. That's where I messed up. You know what I'm saying? That one mistake with Darren. Shout out to Darren.
That's all it takes.
And that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. And
the cops can be wrong over and over. They only have to be right once. You only have to be wrong once.
Yep. And with that, and it was crazy. It was crazy because TLO wasn't even helping them at first. TLO, the TransUnion, skip tracing, they weren't even helping them. They were like, yo, so they like, I saw that in my discovery. It was like they sent TLO something like, hey, listen. Well, it was along the lines of like the terms and contract that you do with Apple with your iCloud. So they took my phone. I didn't give them nothing. Yeah, y'all can have it. But they can't go through your phone like that. Like I know back then they couldn't. I don't know what the laws are now. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Apple's working with them now. But man, even when I came home, I had the same iPhone that I gave them. I had like my exact same phone when I came home. Yeah, it was an iPhone 6. So I get locked up, man, and go through those motions. And in the midst of me getting locked up, my son's mom gets my BMW and gives her attorney the ID and the card that I put in there when I initially got locked up at the bank. Mm-hmm. And they hold it against me. That's my boom. We got them aggravated, because anything else they couldn't really put aggravated on me because they didn't have substantial proof that I did such. But now we got an ID and a card to go with it. Because in the papers, man, they tried to say that I took 20,000 PIIs, the personal information, and I'm thinking to myself, 20,000 people, not even close, know. But what they come to find out, what they did was just my employees skip tracing as well. You know what I'm saying? Right. They intertwined that with me, and then they called me an employee. They didn't even say they said I work for my own establishment. I'm like, how do I work for Premium Acquisitions? I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand how I did that. But it is what it is. But yeah, man, they tried to make me out to just this evil villain in the city.
They don't.
I don't understand.
They don't go in front of the judge and say like, "This is a nice guy. He made a mistake." They don't. That's not how they present it
at all, man. So yeah, so yeah, boom, that adds 2 years. So, and I've got to serve it consecutive. Right.
Okay.
So
yeah, they added on to. Well, what are you facing? What's the first amount of time you're?
So me and Kevin, he like, listen, man, you're gonna do about 18 months, right? And I'm like, dang, 18 months, and I'm thinking to myself, bro, 18 months, bro, that's a long time to me, bro. I've been out here having my way. You feel me? 18 months. Like, bro, I've never done no jail time. Like, I've been to jail.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you got arrested, let go. Like,
yeah, I got a bond. I just, deal with it and let it be done. But he like, yeah, man, he like 18, maybe 24 months, man. Maybe try to get this low 24. End. Man, yeah.
It's getting worse. Man. Stop talking.
So I'm like, oh,
plus
man.
the 2 years. And then they throw the 2 years in.
So that was after she... So come to find out, she did that whenever I was on ankle monitor. And she ended up telling me why. She got mad about something she saw on social media. Had to do with me. Yeah, Yeah. I was playing good back then, man. I was playing real good. It was fun. Like I had never had that type of money, so I'm out here having a good time. My cousins, everybody need a loan. I got you. Don't worry about it. I love you. It is what it is. Everybody around me, I will say, like everybody around me was good. Nobody can ever say. And you know what? When I did get locked up, I had a lot of support.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I really did. I really had a lot of people in my circle because you know some guys get that money and they become scumbags.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah,
I love
those
it.
are my buddies. Those are my buddies.
I
They
like to
stopped
share the
answering
wealth.
phone.
Oh, scumbag buddies.
Yeah, they stopped, yeah. They stopped answering the phone. Like
I only had one.
Made
like
you
that.
$500,000, and you can't fucking send me $400
For sure.
or for my commissary this month. Like,
yeah, something. So, yeah, I like I said, I had a pretty good support system. So I go to court, right? Get in front of my judge, and while I'm there, I'm go to my sentencing. Man, Discover Card came to my sentencing. Like the guy from Discover Card, I swear to God, he came to my sentencing, and he was like, he gets up there, and I guess this is to try to further how many, what my years are gonna be.
mm-hmm.
So he gets up there. Two, I took the most money from Discover Card. Like,
Right.
I did damage to them real bad. Like, it was too easy. And, Discover Card, your name is on the back. So with the embosser, I could just put the name on the front and nobody actually knew.
Right.
And put like the 1-800 number, the little sticker that comes on there, like activate me. I just put it over the name on the back of the card because that's where it is. So the guy gets there and he's going through everything. And this also brought light to a lot of things, kind of made me smile a little bit. He's like, yeah, Your Honor, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to sound like that because when he calls in, he has all these voices and I've listened to all these recordings and I'm thinking it really is like a 70-year-old man on the other end. And man, because I call in, hello,
Right.
no, this is hello, no, this is Darren. Man, dude, I had so many voices,
Right.
I'm killing them. You feel me? Like
The judge look at you and you go, I'm good, Your Honor.
man, no, hell no, man. I'm sitting there with my paper because I got something to say. And then my homeboy that's the marshal, he got all his marshal buddies write in character letters. Dude, I ain't gonna lie now. I had about 30 character letters. You know what I'm saying? 30 about, and that still nothing.
No play?
Man, no play, bruh. Nothing. They like that, yeah, no.
I at my sentencing, I remember. Sorry, this real quick. At my sentencing, this is funny because did you ever see the movie the first Pirates of the Caribbean? So okay, so you got Johnny Depp plays a guy named Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Sparrow,
Yeah.
and he's about to be hung, and they're reading all the charges against him.
Okay.
And so he's sitting there listening, and they're like, theft of a ship, theft of this, theft of, and he's sitting there like listening, like, yeah. And then they're like, impersonation of a clergyman, and he goes, he looks at him and he goes, that's right.
Oh man,
Like
because
that.
you don't forgot.
Yeah, he kind of like, yeah. I literally had that moment when the U.S. attorney is reading off, Mr. Cox did this and this and this. And she said, Mr. Cox stole someone's identity and had his name legally changed. Yeah. And I went, and the judge is staring at me while she said this, had his name legally changed. And I thought, that's right. And I actually kind of was like, right. And I kind of smiled, and I look up at the judge, and I'm like, "Oh my God!" Because he catches me smiling, and I'm thinking, "What the fuck are you doing?
Right?
You're smiling? Did you just smile?" Like I had like that Jack
definitely smiling.
Sparrow moment where it was like, "That's right. I did have that dude's name changed. So yeah, it was not
It was
good.
bad. You know what? I left some out too because it was a few people. And this is before people got hip. I started putting LifeLock on people on some of my people's stuff. I don't even know how if they ever. I mean, I'm pretty sure now they've gotten it released, but yeah, I definitely did because I put LifeLock on Darren. But it was
Darren had it coming though.
Yeah, but it was I think it was a little too late when I did him. Yeah, man, Darren was a roller.
What's LifeLock? I know I probably should know what that is, but I don't.
It's identity theft, and it could lock your.
Yeah, you can. So it's for identity theft, and let's say that I go to a dealership and try to use your stuff. It's gonna call the actual person. So let's say that I even try to do a credit card in your name or something. It's gonna kick it back. It's not gonna allow it to go through.
Yeah, it doesn't allow the credit bureaus to provide the information. It kind of locks the credit, so you have to give permission.
Yeah, you got to get permission.
Because you use it so much?
No. He doesn't want them to be able. So he puts it on. He steals your identity.
Yeah.
He puts it on you, so that if you go 2 weeks from now to go apply for anything, it won't let you pull your own credit. They're calling him to say, "Hey, somebody's trying to pull your credit," and you're like, So now he knows, like, ah, shit.
Yep.
Like, fuck, they're fucking.
Yeah. So that's that's where I started, like, and this is when LifeLock first came out too.
Right. When
like,
this guy's got his social security number on his he would put his social security number.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
So the dude
it's so secure, and I'll give you my social security number.
And he put it in the ad.
Yeah, he did.
Now this is the
his
dude.
Identity got stolen by the way.
Like 8 times.
Yeah, over and over again.
Yeah. So LifeLock didn't help.
No, that was a bad idea.
Yeah, that was terrible. Who does that?
I mean, he felt confident that he had something there.
Yeah. So Discover Card guy says all that, and so boom, the judge is like, okay, and he's like, listen, also, like I said, they still charged me with the Corvette along with the money amount. So that hiked the money amount. That gave me an extra level.
That pushed you over
it pushed me over to 250.
Right.
It was at 287. Right. So we take the car off. I only probably get 20 in the range of 24 to 36.
Right.
So, well, I'm gonna get the mandatory too. So I'll get, within that 24 to 36. I'm lying. It's gonna be so I got the mandatory too. So I probably would have only been looking at probably a year with,
right.
You know what I'm saying? A year, maybe 16 months added. But with everything, it was 24 for the
aggravated.
For the aggravated, but then it was also 24 for the wire fraud.
So you got 48 months.
5 years probation.
Okay. I had 5 years probation. Look,
I think they give all the scammers 5 years because all the drug dealers.
They don't. They typically they'll give a couple of years. That if they really feel like you need monitoring, like, hey, this is somebody who, listen, fraud has a very, very high, that's the highest recidivism is fraud. It's not drugs, it's fraud.
Right.
You know what that has the lowest recidivism rate?
What's that?
Murder. Almost nobody gets out. And I'm talking about when you get out, not people because they never get out. No, this is based on getting out.
Right.
So the guys that murder somebody and get out, they never murder anybody else. Not never, but I'm sure there's a guy out there.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm saying fraud has a high recidivism rate because let's face it, once you've done it once, you realize how easy it is. You've learned all the tricks.
Right.
And when you get anxious about money, your first thought is, fuck,
listen, that criminal mindset is crazy. Got to run my mind through the 5 rules of rational thinking. You remember that?
Oh yeah. I'm going to give you my RDAP book.
I don't need it.
No, it's comical. It's like me going. It's me. I don't want to say it's not me mocking it because it's not mocking it, but it's very fun. Like it's basically a comedy. You would laugh your ass off the whole time. You'd just be laughing and laughing because you know how insane it was in there.
Man, it was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah. Could you imagine going through there and not needing the year off? Because that's how I went through it.
Well,
I just wanted to stay in the unit.
Well, okay, so that's kind of what ended up happening. That's what kind of ended up happening with me. So when I got locked up, boom, I get sent down to Edgefield, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm in Edgefield, and I didn't know anything about RDAP when I first got there. You know, I'm just like, all right, you know, I'm gonna do my bid, and it was trash, to be honest with you. The compound was trash. Nobody really had no money there for real. So I messed around and I'm playing with the cell phones. I got there on, I can't make this up. I got there on Wednesday. I had a cell phone on Friday immediately, right? And I'm playing good with the cell phones. Then I ended up finding out, hey, you know what? You can get this is when they were actually giving the 6 months and the year. So you can get 18 months off. Because I had already I was down in Gastonia. Because they had a big, like a big gang roundup while I was locked up in 2017. And they shipped a lot. It was like 90 something people. They got locked up in Charlotte. And they shipped quite a few of us down to Gastonia. So
I've never even heard of Gastonia, but sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was down in Gastonia for, let me see. I was down in Gastonia until January of, I was in Gastonia for a year until January of 2018. That's when they shipped me. You know how you waiting on the bus, after you get sentenced and you like, all right, cool. Well, I know the bus gonna be here. I hope I'm on this one, because you ready to get out of jail at this point in time. I was ready. I'm like, because we never were able to go outside in jail. You know what I mean? Everything point, inside.
The guys that have been in jail or been to prison have explained, trust me, prison is so much better. You can walk the track, you can play, you can do this, you can play games, you can watch movies, you can you can get ice cream, you can get, because listen, ice cream was a big deal to me. Like I almost
wait. The inmates making the ice cream with the creamer?
No. I mean going to commissary and getting an ice cream.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. Okay,
I remember saying it like it was like 5 minutes of freedom to eat that, 5 or 10 as you were eating it. It was like being free.
Okay. I never ate the ice cream.
Are you serious?
Nah, man. Nah.
You didn't even have any time. You were still planning on things in the street when you were, people were still talking to you.
Man, listen.
People wrote me off. I was dead. That dude's gone. He's dead. He got 26 years. He's over. It's over. We'll never see him again.
It's over for him. Yeah, man. Well, that's how I felt for a little bit. I guess until I went to prison. So, I'm waiting on the bus. I get on the bus, boom, get out there. I'm playing with the phones pretty good. And then I'm like, oh, wow, I can get 18 months off. Yeah. Bruh, it's the unit downstairs, RDAP. Oh, let me sign up. Sign up. Get accepted. Because, sometimes it's a waiting list.
Yeah. Did you tell that, was there drugs in your PSI? Did you tell them that you had a drug problem? Or
I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And, okay, yeah. So they accepted me. So I'm down there. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm coming home as soon because by this time I'm already a year in, right, in jail.
Yeah, you got to get to 9 months. You're practically going home.
9 months, I'm going home.
Yeah,
man, I'm playing good with them phones though, right? And I'm in RDAP playing good with them.
No, that's not good. No, you might as well just go back to go back to your old unit. Now.
Might as well go back to my old unit. Yeah. So by that time I get 2 phones. So I got 2 phones now. And me and my homeboy sharing one of them because one of them doesn't work in the unit I'm in, but it was weird. One of them worked in the unit that I was in, and then one did. So vice versa. How can I say this? So the Kyocera worked in RDAP, but the Verizon phone didn't work in RDAP. Okay. But the Verizon phone worked upstairs and the Kyocera didn't.
Right.
All right. So this particular day, I'm supposed to send one of my phones upstairs. Right. I missed the move. Mm-hmm. Didn't get it. Right. Didn't get it to him. So I'm like, all right, it's cool. Next day, I'll give it to him next day. And mind you, at this in this particular unit, the phone that did work, I used to have it inside of the water fountain. You know what I'm saying? So I had a lot of them dudes were putting it up in the
the drop ceiling.
yeah, and you know, different little they had a few little spots. But my spot was like, you know, the water fountain on the wall. It was kind of loose, stuck it in, boom. Like it was sweet. So the other phone though, this particular day, I slid it up underneath a like one of the utility doors that nobody ever opens. This day they came in. The next day, swear to God, they came and opened it. Right, open the door. Yeah, they got a. Oh man, y'all heard about the phone in RDAP? Shit, who phone? Huh? Then my homeboy like, boy, that was your other phone. Oh my God, the one underneath the. Oh. So I'm like, okay, it is what it is. You know, hey, it is what it is. I haven't been moving funny, right? So I'm at Chow. I'm outside, you know. Only thing is, you know how nosy they are in RDAP though. Like, man, why he on it? Why he was in the bathroom for an hour?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with him? He looking.
They're watching you. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
The inmates are policing you.
Especially the ones with the that's what do we used to call them? The ones that still in RDAP after they done graduated.
Oh yeah, the we call them completes or
yeah, the
comps
completes.
Or,
yeah, the purple.
Yeah.
We
yeah, super dappers.
Yeah, the super dappers, bro. Why you ain't back on the compound, dog? Yeah. So that's really who. Well, I know who told on me. Shout out to Patrick Sutherland. Yeah. I know you out here in Florida too, man. But I appreciate you though. I do appreciate you though, Patrick, for telling on me. I went to the hole for 5 months, from June till October. Behind that, brother,
and lost your year. A potential year and change.
Did I, man? And let me tell you, the hole was so bad at Edgefield, like it was terrible. Listen, no windows. The windows were frosted. I swear to God, frosted windows. They were jacking wreck. They was not letting us out. It flooded in there one time, like feces flooded. Yeah, messed up. Yeah, man, messed up my letters, pictures, all kind of stuff. And this is on Chicken Day, matter of fact, because we bucked the flaps. No, for real, we bucked the flaps. And me and my celly. Cause ended up finding the other phone that me and my celly was messing with, and they knocked him off too. So now he my celly in the hole too for 5 months. Yeah, yep. And well, I know who told. He ended up telling me who told on him with that, and it was just a mess, man. It really was. So I'm just like, yo, why y'all still got us down here? You know what I'm saying? It was bad though. So fast forward that, October came and they like, yeah, you going to Kentucky. I'm like, oh man, Kentucky? Bruh, that's 6.5 hours away from home. So they shipped me to Kentucky. Well, of course, you know, you go back to Atlanta, go from Atlanta, get on Con Air.
Mm-hmm. It's an experience,
man. Did your sandwich still have ice in it? You know what I'm talking about?
No, but I remember when they took off. Like, listen, you know, you fly commercial, like it's a gentle takeoff. It's a gentle. These guys,
it was like a stall.
Yeah,
it was like a stall.
I didn't know that those big commercial planes could take off like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they literally, this thing is like, you're like, Jesus, God Almighty. I mean, it is going like this.
Yeah, and then it's not like a turbine type of, it's a propeller.
No, I didn't have a propeller. There was the big, this was like a commercial.
Oh, no.
This thing was, listen, this was.
Unmarked one, the unmarked one. It ain't have no markings on it.
No, this didn't either, but this, you understand that the rows, like there were literally.
It was 3 and.
Yeah, there was 4 in the middle. This was a massive plane.
Yeah, it was a big plane. And they had the girls in the front.
Yeah, they always do that. They
Yeah.
keep bringing them in the back. Yeah,
They could.
They, keep in mind, my wife said, it's like she's like, oh yeah, you go in there with all these guys, hey baby,
Yeah.
Giving them a hard time, and but no, this wasn't a propeller plane. This was a jet. Like, I mean, it went straight. It was like, dear God, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and then if you use the bathroom, you got to go like back to back. You know what I'm saying? Going to the restroom, and then look, some of the dudes in black boxes.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
you can't even do nothing. It was hard to eat. The sandwich still got ice in it. Look, man, just get me there.
Yeah.
So get to Oklahoma. I didn't know how long I was going to be in Oklahoma. I was there probably a week and a half. Oklahoma wasn't too bad though. Actually, Oklahoma was straight. I don't know how your experience was.
I was there like maybe 10 days.
Yeah, that's about about like me.
Yeah, I was in and out, and it was they put you in that room with the fucking diamond plated, that big room when you first get there.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
They could teach the Nazis something, bro. Like they took off them chains so quick. Like you know what I'm saying? Like those, it was like, geez, and they got like the neat line that everybody's.
Yeah.
It felt like living in like a dystopian, futuristic. I mean, it was.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's an insane.
Like the Nick Cage. Like what was the movie with Nick Cage?
Con Air.
Oh no, not
No,
Con Air.
not Con Air.
Was it Face Off?
Face Off.
Yeah, it feels very
without those boots.
Yeah, it feels very strange
sure.
in there. It's like a different reality.
Yeah. And then so they send me to Kentucky. I get to Kentucky and I'm like, dang, I wish I would have did my whole bid here.
Right.
Man, I get out there to Kentucky. I met some solid guys out in Kentucky, man. Real solid guys, man. And it's crazy because I was in Lexington, right? So you would think that Lexington run that prison, but they don't. You know what I mean? It's more so Indianapolis was really running it.
But this is still a low, right?
It's a low.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at the low, yeah. But they were still politicking though at the low.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I've told guys before, I'm like, it's funny because I saw more fights and there were more like they weren't as bad as the medium. Like people aren't getting stabbed and really like I saw some vicious fights or attacks, I don't know what you want to call it, at the medium, but I only saw a few. Of course, I was only there 3 years. But at the low, guys are cutting each other with razors.
That's a fact.
They blood, like you're not going to get hurt, but there's a lot of it's happening a lot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, well, yeah, because it's still got a little bit more freedom, you know.
Yeah.
You ain't got to lock down till 11. Well, the phones don't cut off till 11.
Oh no, that's not what happened with us.
What time y'all phones was cutting off? 9?
Was it?
Or y'all just kept running all
I
night?
think it was 10. No, it was like 10. It was like 9 or 10 they would shut off.
Really?
Yeah, you had to be, of course you have to be, you get counted, you have to basically be, as soon as they start counting, so you got to be standing in your cubicle by like 10:45 or 10:30. So you get counted, you go to bed.
Really?
Yeah, you go to bed.
No way, not at Lexington.
When I first got there, you could go get counted
and then get back on the phone.
And the phones were on and everything was open till like 12 o'clock at night.
About 11:30. Yeah. Yep.
But that stopped.
Oh, they messed it up.
No, I mean it had stopped everywhere at that time.
Oh,
it had stopped. Well, that's what that's what they told us.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean shit. They're like, oh, this is a nationwide thing. They always try to say nationwide.
Yeah,
but then other guys would come in and be like, they're not doing this here, or they're not doing that. Different things. Like, oh no, they do. No, they said this is nationwide. They're like, not from where I just came. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, see, this is the thing though. So at Edgefield, even though it was a camp, we still was around the fence. We had a fence and everything cut off when the medium cut off.
Okay.
And we had moves.
Oh, that's weird. That might as well be in a low. What's the difference?
Right. Yeah. And it was trash.
Right.
Super trash. Cause, like I said, you know when you hit the pound and, well, I don't know. I think we did. I think we bid it a little differently because I
wouldn't have touched a cell phone. Like I would have been terrified.
Yeah,
I don't want to lose any time. I don't want to go shoot. Not that I've been in this shoe multiple times, but I don't. Here's the problem. I had a routine.
Right.
I don't want to break my routine. I don't want any problems. I got a good routine. My time is flying by.
Right.
I got couple of guys here that I like.
Yeah.
I don't want to get shipped. So if somebody's like, hey man, you want to use a phone? I'd be like, I don't want to know about a phone. I don't want to know nothing.
Yeah. Well, I didn't play with them when I got to Kentucky. But I had all the compound pictures. You know the compound pics.
Oh yeah.
I had all the black and white porn. That was my forte when I got there.
Where they take the clear tape and they put over the you can bring it to the shower, slap it up there on the shower.
Hey, I had multiple.
Right.
Multiple. Yeah, that was my forte right there. I was just a trade. I liked the barter. I was trading everything. It was fun. I tell you that. And you know what was cool too? I would rent it out. So it'd be you want, hey, well, let me see them black and whites.
The guy that rented out the porn books in Coleman they called him porn star.
Oh wow.
He was no porn star, bro. Like his neck was fused together. He was like 60 years old. And the guards called him porn star. Porn star, what?
Oh
what?
Wow.
But he would rented out the nudie mags.
Yeah, right? Man. That was it was lucrative. It was very lucrative. Cause real talk, because this is when so like when I ended up leaving, I sold everything. Right. And by this time this is Cashapp. So I'm like, they like, yeah, man, I have my girl just, Cashapp your people. What's that? What's a Cashapp?
Right.
Oh, bro, it's instant. So I had to ask, hey, man, what is this Cashapp? Oh, yeah, go straight to the. Hey, I'm thinking, golly, why didn't I think about? Why this couldn't be out a few years back? Because golly, man, I wouldn't have had to go through so much trouble that I did in the beginning. And I would have wiped a lot of things clean. But yeah, let me think.
I was saying, in some way, fraud is easier now than it's ever been. And in some ways, it's probably more difficult. Like there's differences,
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, man, I went back to RDAP.
Okay. Oh,
I went to RDAP to get the
extra halfway house.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was there. I thought I was going to get a year. It didn't do shit, but I thought
it didn't do nothing.
I'll get the year.
And how ironic, I got set back in RDAP in Kentucky as well.
What?
You know how they come in there unannounced. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, we checking rooms today on this floor. Oh my God.
It's part of my addiction.
Jesus.
I'm glad you guys found that. I feel glad you found it. I need to address it. I got problems. I have issues. I'm gonna talk about it. I'll talk about it tomorrow.
That's fine.
Talk about it in class.
We're gonna set you back.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we're gonna set you back. Don't worry about it. Set you back. So that messed me up even further. So I ended up getting like 4.5 months halfway house. Yeah, man, that is what it is.
I had a guy in prison.
Yeah.
Put like $400 or $300. Did he put $300? I want to say in prison, I think he put $300. I was joking that when I got out, they give you the card.
Yep.
With your commissary money. I was like, I'm going to get out with like 87 cents on my card, just like joking about it. And one of my buddies looked at me and was like, what? And I was like, yeah. I was like, because I'm doing this. Like at the very, like, boom, like I only had like $15 and I was going to go to a store, do whatever it was. And it was going to end up being next to almost less than like $1.
Right.
And I was like, they charge you $1.50 just to get the money. I was like, so I don't even have a chance to get the money. So I was kind of laughing about it. And he was like, huh. And like a week or two before, probably a week before I got out, before I'm leaving, like a week, I go to get on, TrueLinks or whatever it was. CoreLinks. So, yeah. And there's $300 on my account. And he had somebody, and he deposited money on my account before.
Yeah.
Because he was always hitting his spending limit. He's like, hey, let me send you $200.
Yeah. Yep.
Buy me this. And I'd be like, yeah, no problem. Because I never hit my spending limit.
Or the phone.
Yeah, I never.
No,
not
definitely
the phone, because I was using my phone. But
I
wouldn't. Like, I'm not letting somebody use my phone.
You ain't gonna let me use your phone?
Fuck no, bro. You're gonna get me thrown in the fucking shoe. You're gonna get my shit taken away? Absolutely not.
Well, you had shit going on.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I have stuff to do. I can't do nothing.
But the motherfuckers smoking K2.
Of course they're doing it.
I'm definitely rocking.
I'm not saying you don't need me anyway. There's 10 guys in every unit ready to do it.
I got 800 minutes a month. Yeah, for sure.
No, I'm not. But so I checked and boom, there's $300. And he'd sent me money before and I looked and I was like, the fuck? And I remember thinking, I don't have time to go to comments, because that's initially my thought was he sent me money because he wants me to buy him something, right?
Right.
And I thought, I don't have time to buy, like
right. I'm about to leave.
Yeah, I'm leaving like whatever. Like I missed my commissary or whatever it was, and I was like, fuck. So I go, bro, did you put $300 on my books?
Because they tell you the name on your
it wasn't his name, it was somebody else's, but that person had sent it to me before. I knew it was for him. So I was like, bro, did you? And it was Tommy. I was like, Tommy, did you? And he was like, he said, yeah. And I said, bro, I'm not going to commissary. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he looked at me. He said, "Oh no, that's just for you for getting to the halfway house." He said, "I know you think it's cute. You're going to get there with no money and start from." He said, "But you're going to need some shit, bro." I was like, "Oh wow, like you know what I'm saying?
Pretty
Like
cool, man.
guys, right?"
That's real stand up right there. Yeah, but you meet those kind of guys being locked up rather than on the street, man, because y'all kind of going through the same things, you know. But that's what I was saying too with with Patrick Sutherland telling on me. Thanks, Pat.
It's good that you're not holding resentment.
No, not at all. But you know why though? You know why I'm not? Because when I did those 5 months in the hole, before, okay, so I'm gonna keep it real. Before those 5 months, my mindset is, bro, I'm coming back with a vengeance.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about nothing. I know what they know. I know how they move, how they operate. I'm about to come out of here.
You know where you messed up?
Man, I'm about to wreck some shit. And then those 5 months, and then honestly, like I was a good dude, but I was very arrogant. I was an asshole to a lot of people, even though my heart was good. I was still like, rude. And it helped me find myself when I was locked up. Well, not locked up necessarily, but like in the hole. You know what I'm saying? Like me being in that hole, and because our hole was only one phone call a month on your revalidation date. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who am I gonna call? Like I got to pick and choose. They jack and wreck. They holding your mail. You know what I mean? So all of that tied in was like, yeah, nah. That's why I didn't play with the phones in Kentucky too, because I was like, yeah, I don't want to go back to the shoe. Mm-hmm. I'm just ready to get home by this time. So yeah, get home, and I got a job, man. I've been at that job since I've been home. So yeah. For sure.
How long ago was that? How long have you been home?
2020, January 2020, day after Martin Luther King birthday.
Oh man, that was perfect. Just in time for COVID.
Oh, right before COVID too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, it was right before COVID. So COVID hit.
What'd you walk into?
Yeah, COVID hit around like beginning of March 2020. So yeah, let me see. I was only in the halfway house for a week and a half. Then I got home confinement.
If you had told me, hey, this can happen, it's gonna happen, and they're gonna shut down the world, I'd have told you, I'd have bet everything I had. I'd have been like, you're fucking crazy. No fucking way they do that. That's not gonna happen. That's
not the world.
Possible.
Yeah, not the world.
That's insane.
And they did. When did you come home?
I came in as July 2019. Jeez,
okay.
Oh, I can't remember shit. Yeah, 2019.
2019. You think? Yeah.
So I mean, I was out for a while. Like I was out for, now that I think, I'm glad you dated that for me, because it was, I'd been out a year before I started doing YouTube videos. Because it was
like March 2020.
Yeah, but it was probably, I probably didn't start doing it till August or so it was definitely, it was August, or so a little bit, maybe over a year. Because I usually think sometimes it's 6 months to a year, but it was definitely over a year, slightly over a year, maybe 14 months, whatever.
Yeah, and our halfway house was at the jail.
Was it the jail?
Yeah, I had to go back to jail.
Or was it the?
It was crazy, but they were lenient, so they were cool. When it came to like the halfway house people, they still allowed us to leave from like 8 to 4:30 every day.
Listen, my halfway house was in the Goodwill, and it was worse than prison.
Really?
It took like 3 days before 2 or 3 days before they would allow me to go to Walmart, and you had like,
Really?
okay, you've got an hour. An hour? It's a 20-minute drive. Like the Walmart, well, and you could only go to this one super Walmart. You had to go here. And it was like, what are you talking about? It's a 15 to 20-minute drive. What am I supposed to run around the store? I've never even been in a Walmart ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I was shopping at Walmart. How many times did you go to Walmart when you had money? Never. Did you? Really?
Oh, I got a story about that.
Oh, well, that's part of your scam. I'm saying.
No. Hell no. I did leave. I left something out.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right. So I got scammed by some Africans.
No, that's not true.
I swear
that's
to
not
God.
true. No, not a bunch of Nigerians. Was it Nigerians?
Like some black money.
Bro.
You ever heard of that?
No, you did not fall for the black money.
Yes, I did.
Have you heard this?
You know who I heard it from was the Philly guy who was doing the cars. That's the first time I ever heard of what that was.
Oh yeah, I got hit. Yeah, I got scammed, man. This dude named Ali, man. Yeah. And what made me think of Walmart was I caught back up with his ass at Walmart at like 3:00 in the morning one night. Yeah. So let me tell you. All right, so all right, I'm at the gas station one day. Mind you, this is when I got everything rolling too. I'm at the gas station one day, and I'm going back to my car. Dude, he's sitting in like an Audi truck, right? So he like, yo, let me holler at you, man. So he's talking about, he like, look, hey, I got this black money. I can turn your 20s into more 20s. I'm like, no way. And he gives me a demonstration right here in the parking lot of the gas station, right? I'm right down the street from the airport off Queen City Drive, right? Give me a demonstration. Boom. So I'm like, dang, oh, that was sweet. He had some foil he did something with, and whatever the little solution was kind of burned my eyes. I think it was like, I don't know if it was ammonia mixed with something. It was weird. It kind of burned my eyes, but he did it in the car in front of me, right? Now I'm scared to death, right, at this point in time. So I'm like, I don't know if I should trust it, because I got what I got going on with the scam.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I don't know if I should trust this. So he gave me his number, and mind you, we have each other's number, and he's not pressing me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he didn't
need it. He didn't need to do it.
He ain't putting a press game on me, like none of that. I'm like, yo, look, I'll hit you up when I come back from Miami, He's like, all right, cool. So I come back from Miami. I didn't hit him up. I probably still waited about a month and a half to hit him up. I'm like, man, let me see what this dude talking about. Hit him up. He does another demonstration, right? We out Boardwalk Billy's. He does another demonstration, but he did it for, I think I gave him 200. So look, this is how it went. Black money, real money, black money. All right, so it's like a sandwich. It's how he was demonstrating it. But the 20 turns into 60 altogether. All right. So these two that were black now turn regular, and now I got 60 instead of a dub. So every 20 makes 40.
Right.
All right. So we did the little flip for 200 real quick. He did it. Dude, listen, I don't know how this dude did it. Magician shit. I promise. Like, it was weird. I mean,
sleight of hand. Somehow or another, he's swapping them out. Yeah.
But he's putting it in the foil too.
Right.
And
There's probably two other bills in the foil already.
So, what, mate, right. Man, you know what? I ain't think about that, Matt. That's probably what he did. So I'm like, all right, cool. And he give me the money, everything good. Listen, this shit, I'm like, yo, this can't be real.
You're thinking you could he's like, you can leave with the money. That's your money, go.
No, that's what happened.
Right, but that's the whole thing. He knows you're not leaving. You're going to be like, oh, okay, I can leave? Yeah.
No.
And be like, oh, no.
I did leave with it.
I know that,
the first
he knows
two
you're
times.
coming back.
That's a fact.
He knows you're coming.
So I came back. All right, I can't make this shit up, man. I come back. I'll go to the bank. Boom. Get the money from the chick at the bank from the cards.
How much you get? Give him
10,000.
Listen. I know, guy. There was a.
I'm thinking in my mind, 10 gonna turn into. You feel me?
Yeah. Well, I don't know the per. I've heard about guys that have done like hundreds of thousands of dollars and done it.
Man, listen. All right. So this is what he tells me before. All right. This is what happened. This is the whole scoop on the last time, like the last interaction with the money. All right. I contact him like, hey, look, boy, I got 10 grand, 10 bands. Like, what's up? All right, cool. Yeah. Hey, look, I need you to get a hotel. I need you to go buy a safe. Right? I'm like, all right, cool, bet. Yeah, go get a hotel, buy a safe, bring it. Boom. No lie. We spread we got 2 double beds, right? We spread all the money out. He got, for every 20, he got the black. He got 2 blacks. So he putting it, boom, putting it, boom, 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 boom. Wrapping it up in foil. Bro, I can't make this shit up. Wrapping this shit up in foil. Wrapping it up. Whatever that ammonia stuff was that I was smelling in the car is in the bathroom. So he takes the money, puts it in. He like, look, hey, I just want you to see. I'm putting it in the safe. I got the little solution in the bathtub, which he did have a solution in the bathtub, right? And this shit is like burning. I swear to God. I don't know how he was withstanding it, but it's like burning my eyes, burning my nose. Like, it's just like hard to be in the room, right? So I'm like, it is what it is. So he like, hey, look, it got to sit for a little bit because we did a lot.
I'm going to go grab something to eat. I'm going to be
I
right
swear
back.
to God. Look, hey, bro, you got the key to the safe. You seen me put this shit in here.
Yeah.
But what I realized was he done switch. So what I'm going to tell you how I realized this in the end. So I leave. I call him. He doesn't answer the phone, right?
You leave.
We both left.
Oh, okay.
I got the key to the room and the key to the safe.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was thinking he was gonna say, "Hey, man, I'm gonna go get something to eat real quick. Don't leave. Don't let. I don't want anybody walking in and finding out. So you stay here,
No.
and then you leave, or he leaves and gets in his car and just leaves because he's got your money tucked in his pocket.
No, he did. He had the money tucked for sure.
But you left together.
So where the flim flam was that I wasn't in the restroom with him at the same time. So he got me. Boom. I don't know this yet though. So I'm like, yo, Ali, what's up, baby? Hey, we gonna meet back at the room. Like, that's why I'm calling him for, but he's not answering the phone. So in the midst of him not answering the phone, now I will say this motherfucker was sophisticated. Because when I tell you he had some African girl call my fucking phone and it was the sheriff's department's number. Like if you look it up on Google, I swear to God, it was the sheriff's department's number.
Yeah, it was a spoof app.
Spoof me.
Yeah.
Hey,
you can do it right now.
Hey, this number was in Ali's phone. He got locked up. Da 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 da. This is what she's telling me over the phone. But by that time, I had already went back, and this motherfucker gives me black construction paper in the safe.
Yeah.
I say, God damn. I say, damn. I'm like, yo. So I'm telling her, I say, hey, listen, you just let Ali know. If I catch up with him, we gonna have a problem. Straight like that. We gonna have a problem. And lo and behold.
You didn't really think it was the sheriff's department when she called? Or did you call her back?
No, I knew it wasn't the sheriff's department. Her fucking accent was his. She had the same fucking Nigerian accent. No,
I didn't know. I mean, I thought because what'll happen is they'll it's called the blow off, where what they do is they'll have somebody call you like as from like the sheriff's department or something,
Yeah.
and then you're so like, oh my, like you hang up, or you're like, you're like, oh, I don't know what this is about, and you hang up, and you're so happy to not have been arrested, you don't pursue it. And what in the old there's a scam called the rag, or they call it the rag, and then there's the wire, and what would happen is it's almost, it's not the same thing, but it's similar, where basically you're doing something illegal.
Right.
And so then you get to a point where you're about to get your money,
Right.
and two police officers come in and they arrest the guy. And while he's being arrested, he's like, they go to grab you, and he's like, no, he didn't have anything to do with it. He didn't have anything to do with it. And they grab the money, and then you're so happy that you didn't get arrested in the fraud, even though they took your money.
Right.
You're like, at least I'm not getting arrested. You don't even, you basically take off, and you don't ever look back. You're like, yeah, I just lost 20 grand, but at least I didn't get arrested. So you don't pursue it.
Right.
It's called the blow off.
But all three of them in cahoots.
Oh yeah, and you're in cahoots. You knew what he was doing was fraud.
No, I'm saying the guys that grabbed the money.
Oh, of course they're not real police officers, but
facts,
you don't know.
yeah.
So that girl calling you, he was hoping if he'd used like an American woman,
She
you might
would
have been like,
she might have, she might have,
walked away
for sure.
You might have seen him in the Walmart a year later and been like, "Yo, bro, what happened, man? They called the cops." You would have never known.
No, I wouldn't have said that. Where is my money? You left me with construction paper.
Well, I know, but obviously they fucked up at that point.
Yeah.
The big thing was for you to have thought he got arrested in some way, and that money got seized. Then he would have been able to say, "Yo, bro, they got all the money. I'm still waiting to be sentenced." Something like that.
I ain't going for that shit.
Okay. Well,
I mean, no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
but
then people do.
I'm saying with me, but I'm a fraudster myself.
I know, but you also fell for the black money.
Man, I did, man. I did 2 runs with this dude, man. It was good. I did 2 little smooth runs, something light.
Yeah.
And I was like, gusto. That's like betting on red, man. Yeah, man. Come on, that's like the roulette table, man. Red hit them 2 times, it's probably gonna hit the 3rd.
No, it's not.
I know it ain't red no more. Black money.
Oh my god,
it got me, man. I couldn't believe it. I was really. I'm holding resentment with that one.
Yeah,
for real. Yeah, I end up seeing them at the Walmart though, and I ain't do nothing to him. No, real talk, I didn't, man. Man, I wanted to, but I was like, yeah, no, because I had too much shit going on.
So, I mean, did he see you?
Absolutely. So
did he?
So look, this is when Walmart was 24 hours, right?
All right.
So, I'm leaving out, and mind you, it's like 2:00 in the morning. I'm walking out. He's walking by me, coming in, and I'm like, I say, Ali. I swear to God, I was like, Ali. He looked. He was like, oh my God. Yeah, for sure. And I'm like, man, ooh-wee. So
you didn't walk back in, go to the sports department, grab a baseball bat? Dragging it up behind him. He'd be all like, ugh.
Nah, I sat outside in the car and
thought about it.
Man, I thought about it real bad too. Yeah. I followed him for a little bit. And because the car that I had when he did that to me, I didn't have anymore. I had a new car, so he didn't know what kind of car I was in. But at the same time, it wasn't a lot of cars on the road at that time of night anyway. But yeah, I followed him for a little bit, and I was like, yeah, nah. I was like, I got too much to lose right now for him. You know what I mean? Because my operation was rolling. So I'm not gonna blow my operation over
for 10 grand.
Yeah, not for 10. No. I get that back.
Do you think fraudsters are more, I guess, susceptible is the word? Do you think they're more able or more vulnerable to fall for other types of frauds because they're thinking like, I just think of the thing with Zach, Zach who's been on the show.
Yeah,
he fell for a fraud that was like kind of like a Nigerian
prince scam.
Yeah,
you ever heard that?
Yeah, it's like where like, hey, I have all this inheritance, and like me or most people would just immediately write that off. Like, okay, that doesn't work. But he was trying to think like it is a scam. maybe he really does have the money or something.
Yeah. So the Nigerian prince scam, and there's different versions of it, right? Is that a lawyer, a barrister, usually in the UK, will contact you and say that they represent someone from Nigeria, a Nigerian, the royal family, and that the Nigerian prince and his lawyer like got killed in a car accident,
Right.
and all of the Nigerian prince's money is in the UK in a bank in the UK. The barrister that got killed with him had access to the bank or the bank account.
Right.
And this is obviously the one that Zach had was altered slightly. This is the original one. And so the barrister, guess what? The barrister happens to have the exact same name as you.
Ain't no way.
So I need you. So we're willing to if you will allow us, we can. You'll have to sign some documents, and we'll wire the money to you. And we're asking you to accept 10%. Take your 10% out and wire the money back. It's like $15 million. You'll make 1.5 million, And so you have these phone calls and you get excited, right? Like they'll send you like the article about the prince dying in a car bomb and the barrister.
Oh, they send in real articles.
Oh, it's not real though.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, they'll send all kinds. They'll send like the guy you're dealing with. The lawyer you're dealing with.
He make it sound good.
He'll send you all his information. You can call the law firm. You could it sounds legit. Of course, it's in the UK, so you don't really know how things work there, and you kind of feel like that's possible. Like, yeah, if there's another Matt Cox and his name's on the account. Like if there was another Matt Cox, I could walk into the bank right now as Matt Cox, give them my account number, my ID. They'd give me the money. Right.
This is true.
So that's how, and you're talking to a lawyer, and you can call the lawyer back. There's a secretary answers the phone, the whole thing. Well, so you get all excited, and what you find out is just before he wires the money, you have to pay before they'll allow him to wire it. International law says you have to pay for the taxes on it, and that's $18,000 or something. But by this point, you're so so excited about it, and they may even show you they've filled out all the paperwork, whatever. They'll show you paperwork. So now, of course, you lose a lot of people, right? So, but some people pay.
Yeah.
I tell you, did you ever see the Casey Anthony, right? The Casey Anthony trial.
Yeah.
Her father was a police officer at one time. He fell for that scam. He paid like $7,000 or something. Like a lot of people fall for it. So there's a version of the scam that's going around right now where these guys are, and they're going back to the old school. They're not emailing anymore. So it used to when it started back in like the 50s or 60s, it was they mailed you a letter. So it was mail.
Right.
Then it evolved to phone calls.
Right.
Then it evolved to emails. And now it's back to you get something in the mail. And what they're doing now is they're hitting up roofers because roofers typically have, they'll have like a credit line, right? Because they'll front $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and then you pay them. So they're hitting up all these different roofers, and the letter comes. It's on letterhead, and so you get this letter, and then it says, "Hey, I'm a lawyer with so and so," and it's got your name. You call them, they answer the phone.
Yeah.
They explain the situation to you, and you're like, holy shit, like, this is legit. These guys mailed me this.
It's got to be, right?
And so my buddy Zach believed that.
Right. How much did he give him?
He didn't give him any money. Like, because his whole thing, he never got to the point, he got to the point where he's excited. He's like, this is happening. We're gonna make, like, because he had a buddy who's a roofer who came to him and said, bro, is this real? And he's like, oh my God. He's like, and the guy's like, it's got to be a scam, right? He's like, no, they're going to send you the money.
Right.
And his whole thing was the scam was that the lawyer was taking like 30%, right? And the scam was he felt like the lawyer was like, look, I know this isn't your money. So I'm going to wire you the money, and you're going to send me whatever 30% or whatever it was. Send it back to me because he's like, no, the lawyer's committing a fraud. So he felt like, hey, the lawyer's going to get the money. I'm going to keep some. He's going to keep. Like, he's figured this out.
Right.
And then the last minute they asked for the guy to send them money for the wire fee or taxes and that's when he was like, fuck. That's when he realized.
You know what though? I was locked up with a few guys that did the oh man, the sweepstakes scam. You know about the sweepstakes scam?
No, but it has got to be something similar, right? Like you have to pay the fee before you get the check, or
Absolutely. Well, okay, so you remember the sweepstakes when you just fill them out, put them in a little box.
Yeah.
Fill them out, put them in the box, right?
Right.
So
Okay, I know.
yeah.
this.
So you get the leads on those,
right.
right? So I was locked up with a few guys who used to get the leads on them, and like you said, they'll tell them, hey, look, hey, this is such and such. Hey, you won. Yeah, you won $150,000 in the sweepstakes. Oh my gosh, you just got to pay on the taxes real quick to get it released. And but see, they were taking like old ladies and
they're
old
targeting
men.
old people.
That's crazy.
Or the car. It's like that. You want a car, you have to pay for the shipping.
Oh wow.
Or there's one right now that they got. This was funny too. This is the one with Jess, where basically this. So they'll go on. People will go on Etsy.
Yeah.
And they'll go on Etsy, and so let's say you're selling something for $400.
Okay.
And they'll say, hey, look, my credit, I don't want to do it on my credit card, whatever. Can you give me an address? I'll just mail you a cashier's check. You can deposit the check. And they were like, and of course people are like, yeah, that's fine, because I'll deposit it. They know you have an established account, right?
Right.
So they mail you the check. You get the check, and on the way, both just before you get it, they go, oh my gosh, my husband or my uncle is the one who got the check, and he was supposed to be mailing a check for this and something else, and the cashier's check is for $1,200.
Right.
Look, because I want to get that as a present for my whatever son, I really need it to be in the mail as quick as possible. Can you do me a favor? Just deposit the check, send me the painting, and just wire me back the rest of the money. The extra $800.
Right.
So that happened to me.
That did?
Yeah.
That happened to you?
Yeah. This person contacted me and said, "Hey,
Yeah.
I want to buy this painting from you for." It was $300.
Yeah.
And they came back. I'm sending you $1,100, whatever it was, $1,400, whatever. And they sent me an email. I was supposed to get the cashier's check like the next day. They sent me an email, and I'm looking at it, and I read the email to my wife. We're in Starbucks drive-through, and I go, listen to this. And I read the email, and I'm kind of chuckling because I realize it's a scam.
Right.
And she goes, oh, that's trusting of them, like to expect to trust you to send them the money back. And I just looked at her and I thought, man, I'd take all your money if I was
all
active.
of it. Yeah.
Like I thought, you understand it's a scam. She goes, how? And I go, the cashier's check is fake.
Facts.
I'll deposit it.
Yeah.
It will clear within a day or two.
And it's gonna bounce back.
Right. And it'll bounce back in a week.
Yeah.
When the bank figures out, they mail that into the originating bank. That bank says, this isn't good. There's no account here with that money. Right. They then take the money. But by that point, I've wired the $800.
Right.
And she was like,
and you get hit with the bounce back.
Right. And she's sitting there, she's like, no, but it's a cashier's check. I'm like, no, it looks like a cashier. Like nobody knows it's not a real cashier's check except for the original bank. Right. My bank thinks it's real. They give me the money right away. And she's like, that's how it works.
Especially if you put it in an ATM.
Right. Or you take a picture or whatever.
They were doing that too in around 2013. They were doing 13.
They're still doing it now. It's huge.
No. They would call it the secret shopper.
Secret shopper.
Yeah.
Nice.
Secret shopper. Hey.
I've heard the term secret shopper. I didn't realize that's what this was.
Yeah. Hey, I want you to be a secret shopper for me. Okay. I want you to go into, they give you a list of places. I want you to go into this, and this. Hey, here's 2,500, 1,500 is yours, 1,000 is mine. Just you secret shopping. Don't tell anybody that you're in there shopping. And they send a check.
And they send you $1,000 back.
No,
well, you said they give you 2,500, 1,500 is there. Send me 1,000. So they send you 1,000. And I got the 1,000.
No, you got the 15. Oh yeah, you got the
the scamster gets 1,000 back. Yep.
But it's bouncing all over your bank account though. It's over for you.
There's so many scams.
It's over. Especially if you actually have your own hard-earned money in your bank account. You know what I'm saying? So let's say that you can cover that, You still out of 2,500.
Yeah, you're out. You're out.
Yeah.
Well, what's so funny is people say, well, how could somebody fall for that? No, if you hit up enough people, somebody fall. You might have to hit up 20 people, but what does it matter? It's free money. If I hit up 40 people a day and 2 people fall for it, I just made $2,000 a day.
Right.
Now granted, I have to find somebody to deposit that money, or I have to do, but for $2,000 a day, I can do that.
Yep. Yeah, you keep sending those emails too.
I had a guy who he would go just meet. He'd pull up in a limo. He's buying, whatever they call it, bottle service. He's VIP, blowing money, and he would pick up girls. And this is a guy's complete geek.
Yeah,
I mean, just this nerdy little fucker. And him and his buddies. And they would go out, and girls, of course, are flocking to them. And then the girls would be like, what do you do? And they go, man, I'm a scamster. I scam.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what do you do? And they go, well, you want to get? I make like a couple $100,000, a month. You want to make some money? Look, here's what you got: a bank account. And they would convince these chicks, like, let me have $30,000 deposited into your account over the next month and a half. You pull the money out. You keep 10%, which is ridiculous because let's face it, your taxes, if you paid taxes on the money, you know what I'm saying, or is X amount of dollars. So they take 10 or 20%, whatever their agreement is. They pull out the money in cash, give them the money. And the thing is, the girls don't realize, like, they don't have their real cell phone number. They don't know their real name. Like, it's all a part of their scam.
Right.
And yet I was always like, you're telling me, like, these chicks are letting you deposit?
That's the dude that said he got too close and the girl knew his name.
His partner.
Or homeboy.
His partner falls in love with this chick.
Yeah, with the chick. Yep. And she told on everything.
He was so... I would love to have
that was
him.
good.
I would love to have the original guy on this show because he was so unabashedly... he had no shame. He loved what he had done.
Yeah.
He would like his just no shame. It was so over the top, obnoxious. It was funny.
Yeah.
In a horrible way. Like he would do a whole, how Dawsey did the whole Mr. Dawsey? He would do a whole thing with him talking to some old woman on the phone, and he would do her voice and his voice and her voice, and he would do this whole, and he'd laugh about it, and he'd be like, oh yeah, and then I was like, well, no, I understand you paid the $15,000, but now this is what happened. Like, why didn't you tell me about that, Mrs. Jennifer? And she'd, I'm so sorry. He'd go, well, you're gonna have to go to the bank right now, and he'd be like, and you're like. He was just horrible. She's like, I don't have the money. I have to wait for my Social Security to get it. He go, well, when is that going to be? Well, you need to go to the bank now. He was like, oh, you're a horrible human being. And he would be like,
that is bad, man. I ain't taking no Social Security.
Oh my God, bro.
I took what I knew you could get back.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's credit cards. Like everybody's like, oh, you're a horrible person. Like, listen, man, don't. You think Capital One can't afford to lose a couple thousand here or there, and it's not that big of a deal. I know the right thing to say is you're a horrible person, but So what are we doing? Like, I have to go to the bathroom here. Hey, you guys, I appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified of videos like this. Also, please consider joining our Patreon. We put Patreon exclusive content on Patreon. It's $10 a month. Really appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. See ya.